night in Milwaukee, 121-105. Damian Lillard paced the Bucks with 26 points and 8 assists. The Freak had 25 and 16. The NFL is monitoring the situation in Pacific Palisades and Greater Los Angeles very closely, though the wild card game scheduled with the Rams and Vikings is still planned to go off on Monday evening. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It is a small Friday. I'm AJ. He's Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
Howdy, y'all.
How we feeling, friend?
We are making headway in this week.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Small Friday, fueled by caffeine. And
oh, yes. I had to go get some this morning because I refuse to drink the coffee here because it's dog urine.
Have you resolved not to lower yourself to the...
I won't do it.
I bring my own.
Vic packs his own crap.
That's wise.
He keisters his coffee. He brings it in. He smuggles it in.
Yeah.
He brings in the good stuff.
Krispy Kreme.
So I have cold brew coffee at home, and I got tricked today, quite frankly.
What happened?
We talked yesterday about what the weather was going to be like today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like freezing.
I was expecting a Nordic blizzard.
So I put on a shirt, and then I put on a quarter zip, and then I brought my winter coat with me.
Oh wow!
And I was like,
so what did you think when you opened the door? You didn't decide to. Well, that's not nearly what I thought.
Well, remember, so where I live, there's like a breezeway, so I don't really know how cold it is exactly until I get out to the parking lot. Yeah. But when I was getting ready, I was like, oh, I need coffee today. I was up way too late last night. I didn't get to bed till around, 12:30 or 1 o'clock. And I said, I've got to have real coffee today, and I won't drink this swill at the radio station. I refuse. It does hurt my stomach. Like
really?
It makes me feel bad. So I said, I've got to go. Like there's a lot of Starbucks open at 4:30, and a lot of them open at 5. It's kind of luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I probably should have just gotten gas station coffee. And gas station coffee is like,
well, some of the Valeros have fine.
Yes.
And some of the QTs have good coffee
sure.
too.
It's a step up from. It's about 4 steps up from what we've got here.
Okay.
Which I don't even. I think it's our machines here that make the coffee taste so bad.
We don't have a Kinetico water softener.
I think that's what it is.
So
we have the Keurig K-Cups.
And those things get caked up with that water, so it turns into like vinegar, I guess. I don't know, man. Our coffee is just awful.
It's dreadful.
It is really terrible. Yeah. And, as a non-coffee drinker, for me to know how bad it is.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Krispy Kreme is the best.
But do you make that here?
Does it overcome the taste of the water?
Well, it's filtered water that goes in there.
No, I think it's the machine itself that is what's making it taste bad. I think it's
like
going through the...
Shelton cleans it
every 6 months.
Yeah, probably.
Whether it needs it or not.
How often do you think he cleans it?
I saw him clean it in December, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't.
It was a year-end cleaning.
Yeah. It was the annual cleaning.
We'll be back at it in July, maybe.
And we'll be back whether it's required or not. We'll get that thing of firm vinegar.
But I do run it just with hot water to kind of get all the old coffee out of there, and that's pretty much all you can do.
I said I don't particularly love Starbucks either. I'm not saying like Starbucks is the cream of the coffee crop. It's not, but in a pinch, it's better than what you're going to get at most places. So I figured it was going to be too cold to drink my cold brew, so I said I'll stop at a Starbucks. But finding one that's open at 4:30 around our station was difficult, and then getting back here, I spilled some of the coffee in my car because I had to slam on my brakes because that 410-35 interchange is such a disaster.
And what makes it even better is drive there at 4 a.m. when there's just a bunch of cones and reflective tape.
That's what it
was.
There's
like 8 ways to go. You can't figure out where the road is. There's just cones and tape. And just pick your lane and hope for the best.
Yes.
Hopefully there's somebody in front of you that will commit themselves to either being right or wrong.
Yes.
You can see it happen.
But now I'm all caffeined up. I'm feeling
nice.
good.
Vibrating.
I'm feeling strong. I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. I'm
Have
ready
you tried
to rock.
that Kopi Luwak coffee
No.
I don't know.
from the civet?
Oh, is that the thing where they poop out the?
Yeah, where they poop out the beans. Have you ever tried that?
The civet is like that. It's from the movie The Bucket List. It's the first time I heard it. It's supposed to be the finest coffee in the world.
I'm good.
Yeah, $20 or $100 a cup.
So you
So it's like the caviar of coffee.
kinda, and the
You wouldn't
civet
think
has
it'd
to
be so
eat
delicious.
the coffee, and then the only way you get that specific flavor if it's been digested and pooped out by the civet.
What is a civet?
It's a cross between a cat, a raccoon, and a lemur.
Yeah,
It's like a
that's a
liger.
good description. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Maybe I'll just feed some coffee beans to my cat.
Well, why don't you just eat the coffee beans yourselves and just
and just pull it out
eliminate
of the
middle
litter.
man,
Maybe Blueberry can create some good coffee.
That's
You
a
never
civet
know.
right there.
You
Okay.
never know. Because
All right.
Blueberry will eat just about anything.
She will. You put it in front of her, she's eating it. Yeah. Where do civets live?
In Asia.
Oh. That's how coronavirus was made, I think.
Yeah.
By that civet coffee. I'm pretty sure. Civet coffee is what started COVID-19. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
I don't even want to know how bird flu started. A little weird.
Yeah, it was a big day yesterday. After the show, Rob and I went up to
Yeah, we had a mandate, little day date.
Yeah, and went and watched Nosferatu.
Was it good? Yeah, it was. I'll give them this. The cinematography was spectacular.
It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah,
It's
well
beautifully
shot.
shot.
Little bit of necrophilia, little bit of little bit of sex with dead bodies. But
I
other
missed
than
that part because
Did you go pee at that part?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a large root beer, which
yeah.
this has become a habit for Rob. Rob is a master of showing up at a place
You made money. What are you talking about?
and not. I didn't make money.
I gave you. Did I give you $100?
No, you gave me $60.
No, I gave you $80.
You gave me $60. I assure you. And
I had 80 in my hand.
well, you gave me 60. And you said
You still made money.
except I didn't. No, you still owe me money.
Well, I owe you that, but you still. But for that,
Yes, for that. So because I bought the tickets in advance. And
which
we were
I
like,
was going to buy in advance.
and I was well, he was like, you were
Like,
going to need to
I'm gonna
right
get
around
there. You got
time.
your ticket yet? I'm going to buy it.
I said, I'll get our tickets, and then you were like, I'll get the snacks. We get to the snack bar, and Rob gets a large popcorn, a large drink, and I try to get a medium popcorn, but then they're like, it's only 50 cents more for a large. And I'm like, well, God, I guess I got to do it.
point.
Now, of course, I'm going to make myself sick on popcorn, but I got a large root beer with vanilla. Root beer, Barks Zero with vanilla. Because they've got the freestyle machine there where you
you can just pick. Oh,
that's
those are the best,
man.
Yeah,
It's like
those are the best.
at Five Guys, like where I'm gonna add some cherry, whatever.
Yeah.
Now Rob steals. He pours icy in his drink.
You're not supposed to do that, sir.
Sir, the icy is only for the icy cups.
What?
But no one saw him, so he got away with it. But I drink.
Is it really more?
Of course, it's more.
It's got to be the same.
It's 25 cents more.
Oh, I didn't know that, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Because I hadn't decided I wanted the icy
It's
until
crime.
I saw it.
What you just did is
I
crime.
committed a crime, and it was unwitting. I didn't really mean to.
But we both got our popcorn and we go up, and I just guzzled this root beer. It was so delicious.
Really?
I
Nice.
never drink soda.
Yeah, nice fountain root
And,
beer, man.
Oh, it was so tasty. I drank
See?
the whole thing. And then about 45 minutes into this movie, which it lasted right around 2 hours, I guess, I'm like, there's zero chance that I'm going to make it without I've got to go. But here's the mistake I made. I said, I've got to go, but I also want more of this delicious root beer.
Oh, so you went and doubled up.
I didn't go. I went half pour on the second round. But what that did was it made me have to pee a second time during the movie.
See,
I had to
thought
pee
you
twice.
peed once and went and got more popcorn or drink the second.
No,
time.
I did. I peed twice, but I got more drink
Like going
the
with
first time,
Reinagel.
which was a mistake.
It's like running with Reinagel.
Maybe so. But I missed a part where
There was sex with a dead
now
body.
was it the husband,
There was the husband.
his dead wife, and he said,
He went and found the casket, pushed it open, started kissing. And then they cut to another scene.
That's how.
And then they found him dead on top of her.
That's how coronavirus started.
That's. And I'll
lots
give
of
you
ways
this.
coronavirus can start.
This is a vampire movie.
Yes.
But there's a certain look that you expect vampires to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Nosferatu with the, the hand, the shadows.
He's the ugliest of the vampires.
This vampire, I think it's the mustache. It just doesn't.
Nosferatu is not bald, first of all. He has very patchy hair, but he does have a standalone mustache.
He's
and
got
it's I'm talking like a thick.
Big, I don't know, man.
Not like a wisp of a mustache. Like it's a full blown like
over the mouth, long mustache.
Yes.
Now, it took away from
the original Nosferatu. Looks like he's like a
skeleton, with
some sort of cancer patient.
And they made a point of using the old Nosferatu's
long fingers
and the shadows
sharp nails
from the original one. But he's just not as scary as the other vampires. I mean, just to me,
because of his mustache.
Yeah. It just kind of nicened him up.
Now, at the end, let me ask you: did you find the main character, the female lead? Did you find her attractive?
Not in the least.
It was
unfortunate.
I spent almost the entire movie going,
why her?
Is she hot or what's going on here?
So
it's Johnny Depp's daughter.
That's his daughter?
That's Johnny Depp's daughter.
She's delicate.
And I'm like, I can't tell if I think she's pretty or not. And she the thing that I find
That's her?
That's her.
Oh, well, she looks far better in person than in character. In character, it did not work for her.
I mean,
what's up with the forehead? What was going on?
That's what I'm saying. In the movie, it makes it's almost like her hair, the way they do her hair, it looks like she's wearing a yarmulke.
Yeah, she's got a forehead like a drive-in movie.
It's crazy. But and then I was like, the top part of her head is much bigger than the It's almost like a full-blown light bulb.
Yeah, it's an alien head.
And I just couldn't get there. But then
her best friend was all right.
Yes, but at the end of the movie, you see her naked, and you go, okay.
But,
every chick, listen, if you're like a 7 and then you get naked.
And you see nipple.
Yeah,
you're elevated
9.
by 3 points.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my God, you're so hot.
It's like home field, worth 3 points.
Yeah.
Nipple's worth 3.
But
Sucker.
then.
You saps.
Then that's when she gets with Nosferatu.
Yeah,
he mounts up on her.
Which is an unfortunate scene.
She's trying to distract Nosferatu to keep. Well, this is going to ruin the movie, but spoiler alert: if you haven't seen Nosferatu, it's the exact same plot as the original Nosferatu.
It is the same movie.
But she's trying to distract him long enough to keep him out till morning, till the
sun comes out.
till the rooster crows. The first cockerel. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it was and so Nosferatu went out with a bang, not a whimper.
So
you know what I mean?
she's like, oh, keep sucking my blood.
Yeah, come on, get on.
But then it never shows that they are that they are having relations per se.
It appeared as such.
But yeah, that's why I asked Rob at the end. I was like, do you think he banged her? I mean, he for sure sucked her blood. Yeah. But he was sucking her blood at chest level.
And the Nosferatu, this one doesn't go for the neck. He goes for the chestal region.
But imagine being a vampire. I always thought that vampires, like Nosferatu, would bite the neck so he could be inside her at that moment.
Oh, yeah.
But if you bite someone on the chest, it's very difficult to penetrate when you are biting someone on the chest.
You got the first base going on with that
picture
right there.
Yes, that's old school Nosferatu.
That's first base in my book.
Yeah, a little over the bra squeeze.
Yeah, that's first base, right?
I think so. Well, what's second base?
Hand under the shirt.
Okay.
And third base?
Hand in pants.
And
then the
home run.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, apparently Nosferatu. Apparently,
we digress.
Nosferatu. Rob thinks he hit it out of the park. I don't know. I don't know if it was physically possible.
Because there was this one scene where it could have been either the bite or insertion.
Okay. Here's why I think it was the bite.
You know the scene I'm talking about.
Yes. But remember when the husband is at Nosferatu's castle and he finally realizes this is a bad guy. I've got to kill him.
I shouldn't have come here.
Yeah, this was a mistake. And he goes to try and open the crypt that Nosferatu's in, and he's going to spike him in the chest. And Nosferatu wakes up from his slumber and stands up. And this Nosferatu, I'm telling you, has got to be 6'8".
And he's and they did every appendage required.
You see his penis.
Yeah.
But it's not the penis I would want to have if I were 6'8".
Yeah, it was cold in there. It was a little cold in there.
It's in a crypt, obviously. It's
a little damp.
Yeah, but that's why I think if he's biting the chest, he's 6'8". There's no way that could have reached far enough. So
I'll give you that.
I think all he was doing was sucking blood, but but that's his priority.
Well, I mean,
if we were vampires, maybe our priority would be the blood first, and then.
Well, maybe he was being a giving lover and was, a little bit of early work. He was planning on it. And the sun came up.
Well, I also think she was she was trying to delay penetration. So she said, he was going to stop. He tried to stop sucking her blood, and she said more. She was trying to distract him so he wouldn't think about the sex.
And he was thinking about baseball players because it would have been over a lot.
Yeah,
sooner.
He's like, Tony Gwynn. Stats. Tony Gwynn. How many doubles did Tony Gwynn hit in 1987?
Because even Nosferatu can get worked up. Even Nosferatu, it'd been a minute. You know?
Yeah. And if you also think about Tony Gwynn standing up out of a crypt naked,
that's a turn on.
No, that's the opposite for most. But for most,
that's a sweet back he's got.
Most,
that guy's got a sweet bat. You know
that's
what I mean?
Right. Well, he had a lot
easy swinging bat.
He had a lot more stick than Nosferatu. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was. If I was the actor, I'd go, "This is what you're giving me."
Who plays Nosferatu?
I don't know, but I wouldn't want to let it out now.
Vic, did you look him up? Who's the actor that plays him? Is he in any other movies?
Can you go get me the Dirk Diggler appendage?
Seriously, or at least give me enough merkin that it's covered up.
It was unfortunate.
Because it's full frontal and it's not impressive.
He brought a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked that scene.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
maybe he's a grower.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, and he's got magic powers. Like, if I had magic powers, the first thing I'd do is be like, watch this.
You want to see something?
Oh, he's the guy who played Pennywise.
Watch what I can do.
So now he went from Pennywise to this.
Do you think
Orlok?
Do you think
right?
Yeah.
He's
Do you think
Orlok,
Do you think he gets laid in real life? Because he's only playing monsters and disgusting looking creatures.
He's got a creepy smile.
Is he handsome in real life?
That's him right there.
Have you ever been to those anime shows? He's doing all right.
Oh, how tall is he? Is he gigantic?
He is 6'4".
No, they just make him look so. They probably have a bunch of other dwarves.
With a bunch of 5-foot people
most
make
of those
him look
actors
like
only
a giant.
about 5'3" anyway.
Yeah, they're all like Tom Cruise sized. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, we got plenty to talk about, friends. Plenty to discuss. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. They did pick up the road work at 1604 southbound Lookout to 35, which was a closure at one point. So everything now reopened. Traffic now flowing freely. Again, that was 1604 southbound Lookout to 35. On 35 upper level southbound, that connector to westbound I-10 downtown, we've got some ongoing guardrail repair work. So roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
In lieu of flowers, donate to Dogs That Care.
There's somebody somewhere putting together a website right now. Dog That Cares.
Have you ever escaped the backyard, gone over to the neighbor's place, and killed every chicken they had? I have. I'm a dog who cares.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. Offer ends soon.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN+. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
When you're hiring, Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
George gets justice.
No amount of money can make up for a life-changing injury. I'm George Salinas, and at George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our team of attorneys will fight to get you the maximum compensation because we prepare and we care. So if you've been injured in an accident, get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Hey, Manny Jr. here with Rock's Discount Vitamins. This holiday season, don't let those extra pounds sneak up on you. We have the largest selection of weight control products to help you stay on track. Boost your metabolism with our non-stimulant fat burners, or try Cuts, which helps your carbs work for you, not against you. With 12 locations across San Antonio, Rock's Discount Vitamins has everything you need to keep your diet in check this holiday season. Find us at rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Getting arrested can feel like a sucker punch to the face. Don't accept mediocrity while staying down for the count. Get up and fight for your reputation and your future. At Barton & Associates, we have a stable of hard-hitting and aggressive lawyers ready to get your life back on track. Call Barton & Associates at 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-MILLION. Or visit texasarrest.com. Barton & Associates, we are here to get your life and reputation back.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, more talk about a possible Spurs new arena, and we're going right to the top.
County Judge Peter Sakai, he will join us at 2:35.
NFL playoffs coming up. The Houston Texans in action. We're going to talk to John McClain about that coming up at 5:15.
The Blitz right after the Rich Eisen Show. We get started at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Rob was this morning, he's like, he found an article where he was talking about all the albums turning 40 years old.
Oh.
And did we ever find out if Born in the USA was 1984?
I think it's 84. Springsteen, I think that was 84. That feels about right.
But I know the ones that popped in my mind were Born in the USA, which I think was around that time. I don't remember if it's and then I said, 1984 by Van Halen would have been, but I guess that's now we're in 1985, so we're turning that we're talking about albums from 1985. I'm stuck on last year. Did Purple Rain come out in 1985?
Oh no, that was 83. I was in high school.
Okay, and then
might have been 82 actually.
And then Ride the Lightning by Metallica would have been around that time.
Yeah, that
too.
that was not in my wheelhouse at that time, but like 40 years, the Cult.
But then we started talking about Van Halen and the fact that Sammy Hagar is playing the rodeo this year.
Yeah.
I want to go see him. I want to go see Sammy.
He can't drive 65.
No. And then we got into how big Van Halen was. Peak Van Halen was just huge.
84, 85 Van Halen.
Huge.
David Lee Roth.
I had the Van Halen logo on my bass drum when I was growing up.
A girl I knew, her dad had a full back piece tattoo of the VH. Like his entire back, shoulder to shoulder, neck to the waistline, full Van Halen tat.
I regret my Triumph tattoo.
Really?
Full back tat of Triumph.
Oh, that would be disappointing.
Allied Forces, I think.
They didn't. Yeah, that one record.
Let's see.
I thought they were going to be so much bigger.
The number one albums of 1985. Let's see what we've got here. January. This is the best performance. So they're not necessarily released then, but this is when they were number one on the charts. So Purple Rain would have been 1984 because it's still January 5th and 12th. It was the number one album. Late January, early February was Born in the USA. Madonna, Like a Virgin, came out in 1985.
The world changed.
Wham! Make It Big.
You got to remember, 85 was when MTV truly became MTV.
Yes.
It took a couple of years for it to really grab, but by 85, they controlled the world.
Now, for 1 week, and I'm guessing it coincides, it's March 20th, the week of March 23rd, so around the time baseball would be into swing. John Fogerty's Center Field was the number one album.
Put me in, coach.
Which they still play at every youth
and
baseball
I think
tournament.
Fogerty got big at that moment because he had gone through a lawsuit with his label for a long time and didn't have access to his music. And finally, it broke right when MTV got big, so Fogerty had this rebirth.
Yeah.
20 years after they had been big again because he could finally play again.
Phil Collins, No Jacket Required.
That was a studio and all that record.
So that would have been, the first run had 4 weeks at number one. And then the USA for Africa album came out, the We Are the World.
I was going to say 85 was We Are the World.
We are the world. When we were good.
We were good folks. See, my generation, we were good people.
Yeah,
we got together. We made money with music. We helped the world.
We were simple.
We were good people.
And then people
we were
got
on a lot of coke back then, but we were helping when we could.
People got tired of We Are the World, and then went back to Susu Studio.
Oh yeah, we went back.
And there
to
were
dancing.
2 more weeks of Phil Collins at number one, and then it was Around the World in a Day, Prince and the Revolution.
Oh yeah, that was a good record.
Then the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack lasted a couple weeks.
So that was like we had Pointer Sisters on that one. Jan Hammer had gotten big with a dun 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 dun.
The heat is on.
Yeah, that.
The heat is on.
That's former Eagle, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Don Henley. Isn't that Henley doing that?
No, I think it's
You sure?
Keith. I forget what the guy's name is. Oh, Glenn Frey.
Glenn Frey.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Glenn Frey. Then back to No Jacket Required by Phil Collins. Phil Collins owned 1985.
New singles. That was when he went disco. That was a lot of dance music.
And then I feel like music went into the crapper for the rest of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was prime 85. That's the best year of the best musical decade.
A full month of Tears for Fears, Song from the Big Chair.
Was huge.
Yeah.
Tears for Fears sucks.
Oh, come on.
They suck. And then Bryan Adams' Reckless came out. Also sucks.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Canadian. Then another week of Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair.
Mm-hmm. Shout.
And and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wasn't Aha in 85?
Well, if they were never the number one album. Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits.
Dire Straits, great record.
9 straight weeks. Money for Nothing.
Yeah, great record.
Chicks for Free.
Knopfler ripped it up in this one.
Yeah. And then Do the Walk of Life.
Oh, yeah, it was a great record.
Do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Woohoo.
It's funny, that and Fogerty were hitting at the same time. It was a very guitar-driven mid-'70s vibe.
And then we had 7 weeks of the soundtrack of Miami Vice.
Jan Hammer took over the world,
which was, really, it was the Miami Vice theme song was big, and then You Belong to the City, which was another Glenn Frey song.
To say, that was on that same record, I believe.
A different record.
Oh, really?
It was on the Miami Vice soundtrack. And then finally, Heart came through at the very end of the year, which with their self-titled album, which is the one that had like If Looks Could Kill and What About Love. So there you go. That was the big hits in 1985. We're 40 years removed from that.
I was a freshman that year.
On the alternative
I was
side.
5 years old.
You were 5?
I was 5 years old.
Faith No More was huge.
Yeah.
Mink DeVille, Graham Parker.
I think New Order was big then.
Oh, yeah. On the dance side of things, The Cure, Close to Me came out that year. Susie and the Banshees.
In Excess.
Oh, In Excess was about to be the biggest band in the world. The guy could have just kept his personal little predilections too.
And then also Whitney Houston's self-titled album came out that year. And Run DMC King of Rock came out in 1985.
That's when rap began.
Yes.
That record. Well, I mean, that's when
rap
around.
That's when rap began for white people.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah,
that really was. I mean, we
when
had
the Beastie Boys came out.
We had the originals, the Sugar Hill Gang, and all that for the underground. But when rap hit the records, when it hit the radio play, it took Aerosmith and Run DMC to do it.
Yeah, and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Southern Accents came out in 1985 too. That's like that would have been what songs would have been on that album? Don't Come Around Here No More. I don't know what Rebels. So yeah, there's some. I love Tom Petty.
You know the thing about every record those years, everything that came out had to have a video accompaniment. If you didn't have the video, was more important than the lyric in most of those songs. But in the records you just mentioned, they matched up. The videos were great, and so were the songs.
Yeah, Take on Me, I think, was the best video.
That was 85.
Yeah,
it was, and that video was Video of the Year, and that song pretty much is the signpost of that year for me. I'm surprised it wasn't number one.
I knew it was coming. Someone said sports talk, please. This is sports
talk.
This is
what we do.
Yeah. This is sports stuff, man.
This is the music that was on when the sports were going to talk about.
We are going to talk about some sports. Yeah, the game of the year in the NBA last night lived up to the hype. Fantastic game.
Slugfest.
And then the Spurs came out and stunk up the building. We'll talk about all that coming up next. It's Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. They did pick up the road work at 1604 southbound Lookout to 35, which was a closure at one point. So everything now reopened, traffic now flowing freely. Again, that was 1604 southbound Lookout to 35. On 35 upper level southbound, that connector to westbound I-10 downtown, we've got some ongoing guardrail repair work. So roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day. so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
It's football time at BetMGM. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, original bets, and the best daily promotions in the business. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. New customer offer. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, call 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, call 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Hey, this is Greeny. Join me today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Smoking in the boys' room.
Didn't they break up after this one? I think this is their last record for a while. Everybody had to go to rehab and get their hair cut.
Yeah, everybody was a mess. Yeah, so this was the album where Motley Crue went from being like badasses to like wearing makeup.
Yeah, from Shout at the Devil to this.
Yeah, to wearing makeup.
You know, by this point they were posers. You're like, man, you guys are done. They weren't, but I felt like they were.
Yeah, and like Nikki Sixx couldn't even he couldn't play on, like, they couldn't use him in the studio when they were to record albums. They had people like standing in for him, even though he was like the main songwriter of the band. They had to have dudes go in and play the music because he was too smacked out on heroin to even like to play his instrument. So they're like, you can't do this. So wild times in music.
Genre glam metal.
Yeah, that's right.
Glam metal.
Went from heavy metal to glam metal. And I think this was the album, Theater of Pain. I could picture the album cover with the masks on it, the happy mask and the crying mask. I couldn't think of the name of it.
I had that vinyl.
Theater of
Oh,
Pain.
well, that's all you could get.
Yeah.
You had your
or cassette.
Yeah, if you had your. But you had to wait in line.
Sound
to get those
Warehouse.
dudes when you bought the cassette, you had to wait in line for those dudes with the special contraption to crack that thing out of the hard plastic box.
I bought that at Platters in McCreeless
Platters,
Mall.
yeah. Platters used to have. I mean, Platters there was two spots back in the day. Platters.
Yeah.
The Music Warehouse had your standard stuff, but if you wanted to get your indie stuff, Platters or Hog Wild. That was the only two places in town where you could actually get
You guys
vinyl
didn't have
imports and all
a
that.
Tower Records here?
Oh, no. We never. Our Tower Records was Hog Wild. And
Or
Platters, too.
Sound Warehouse was our tower.
Well, Sound Warehouse
'Cause
was
they had
the
a few locations,
homogenized.
yeah.
If it was on the radio, you could get it at Sound Warehouse. But if you're looking for, your college radio, your alternative kind of stuff, there
Hog
were really
Wild.
only two places. It was
Yeah.
Hog Wild and Platters.
That's right.
Yeah, so there was a Tower Records in Nashville.
See, those
and
are cool.
I remember being bummed out the day it closed, man. I lived in Nashville the day it closed. It was
I went to L.A. specifically to go to the Tower Records. I was Mecca.
the one on the Drag in Austin when it closed down, and it's like I think it's literally like all that's left of it is that wall with the frog on it.
Oh yeah.
The people take a picture with that frog wall. The rest of the building is gone. All that's left is that wall. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I mean, they assume that's valuable property right there on Guadalupe in Austin.
I think there's a
prime location.
Yeah, I think a few dollars attached. That's why it closed the first time.
Yeah, but all right. The game last night, the Thunder and the Cavs lived up to the hype. 129-122 win for Cleveland. I think these are the two best teams in the NBA, Rob. I think
There's no question, man.
I think right now I'm willing to say the Cavs are the best team in the NBA. They are the team to beat. They should be. I don't know if they are title favorites. I think they should be the favorites to win the NBA
According to
title.
ESPN, they have a 56% chance likelihood of making it to the finals.
Okay, to make it to the finals. Okay, yeah, that seems about right.
Considering coming out of the East, which is
56%.
That's pretty high. That's giving them a lot of credit.
That is a lot of credit. Boy, that's a whole lot of credit.
The numbers tell us the things that they've done, the way that they're scoring, point differential, road wins, all add up. When you look at previous teams that have made the finals, every team that has done what they're doing has made the finals. When you look at how and what they're doing. Point, like I just said, point differential, all the right stats. They're number one in the NBA. And the last time we've seen a team doing what they're doing currently was Golden State back in 2016. And you know what happened with them.
They are the second favorite in the East to make the finals. They are the fourth favorite to win the title.
Well, it's going to be a hard road.
To me.
I mean, we know
I can get 4-1 for the Cavs to win the East. 4-1 for them.
Why do you find it? I mean, it's not. They haven't done it before, and Donovan has a history of collapsing in the playoffs, and Garland. But what they're doing,
so did Jason Tatum.
No, you're not until you are. And exactly. And the tough thing about this is, as Cleveland is growing into it, the Celtics have already crossed that demarcation of they went from a very good to a great team because they finally jumped it. They finally won the big one, and as good as you are now. Beating a team like Boston 4 times is going to be tough. And at some point, Philly's going to wake up. In Milwaukee, we saw how good they are. They just got a tougher road. They're probably they're the best team in the NBA. 56% chance of making it to the finals. But
we're
if
not
you're
at the
asking
halfway
me,
point either. Yeah.
But if you're asking me, I think Oklahoma City probably has got an easier road to get to the finals. And if you're going to tell me the easier road makes it easier to win it all. Be Oklahoma City.
Well, and they also are going to find money later in the year when Chet Holmgren returns. Like suddenly you get a top 20 player in the NBA just thrown back onto your roster.
But all that being said, and it will certainly help, when we look at what Cleveland does, and everybody's going to look at the backcourt, it's the front court. It is Mobley and Jarrett Allen. The way those two play together, the way Jarrett Allen has added offense to what has already been top 3 defensive player in the league, 4. That is what is ridiculous about that team. They can win games without Donovan Mitchell doing anything.
Evan Mobley's so awesome, dude.
Yes.
Evan Mobley's like one of my favorite players in the league.
And I don't want – and honestly, I've seen Cleveland play twice this year, 3 times. And the progression of Evan Mobley, I talked about it yesterday. I read an article about what his growth. I didn't know that he is – and it's not a fair term, but it's appropriate. He's a poor man's Wemby. They use him – far from the basket. Now, he can block a shot and defend but they let him roam. He's shooting threes, mid-range jump shots. He's allowed to dribble the ball. That's what's made the Cleveland team so difficult to stop. It's Mobley. It's not Mitchell. It's not Garland.
First team all defense last year. The guy, he is like a kind of a poor man's Wemby. Except, you know what I like even more about him than Wemby? And not to say that I like him more than Wemby, but he doesn't, in his mind, he's not Steph Curry. Like
he does it appropriately because he's got Donovan and Garland and other offensive help. He doesn't need to dribble around, and there's no pretense that that's what he's going to do either.
Yeah, I love him. I love this team.
They're good.
All right, we'll continue the NBA talk on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Scott, you've got a question about radio stations?
Yes, I do. Back in the 80s, when JD and I guess Bobo were doing radios, why did stations sound so different, like in a car or something? Were they compressed or something like that?
Bob? Cocaine.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2706. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2706. That's 800-575-2706.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
So cool. Greatest musician, the 20th century.
I'm a big fan. Morning Huddle 94.1. Wrapping up an hour number 1 of the show. We were talking about the Thunder and the Cavs last night, and it was back and forth the entirety of the game.
Slugfest.
It lived up to the billing, right?
Absolutely. And when two good teams like that are playing at their peak, being and well coached, your best players are playing the best. You watch Dame go hard last night. Last night was a good basketball night. I watched a lot of good basketball. The first game, both teams played well. Second game, one team played well, but of the 4, 3 of them played well.
Yeah, and you and I had differing takes on how that game would go, and we pretty much split because I thought it would be the Cavs winning in a low-scoring game. You thought the Thunder would win in a high-scoring game. And the Cavs won in a high-scoring game.
And, good offense in the NBA will always outplay good defense. It just always will. And both those teams brought their A-game offense. You just couldn't stop them. And there are a lot of defenders on the court. I
just figured it's the 2 best defenses in the league.
Better offense will always outdo better defense. And they sacrificed some defense. But when the fourth quarter started and it was like 106, 105, you're like, okay, man, last team with the ball wins.
All I know is sign me up for 7 of that.
Seriously, and it could very well be imminent. And it would be a good thing for the league.
My God, fresh blood? Mm-hmm. Yeah, something that's not Celtics or Lakers or Bucks or nobody's ever, or Warriors. We're tired of it.
Right.
Enough.
There's some authenticity to it that just feels unmanufactured and prepared. That it was enjoyable.
Yeah, man. And I'll be. It's funny. I hear guys talk about who is it? Oh, Jimmy Butler. Oh, my joy. I want to find my joy. Dude, that Cavs team. You can tell they are having so much fun, and they love each other. It is just so fun to watch them. It's like Donovan Mitchell, who, you know what? I don't feel bad for Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell made a lot of money in Utah, but you could tell for a long time he was just stuck there, and he didn't want to be there anymore. And it was like, but he was their team.
And he had to get over himself. Finally, he's over himself.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about Donovan Mitchell.
It doesn't have to be, and he's happy.
Donovan Mitchell is like one of 5 dudes, and it's almost I know he's the brand name, but that Cavs team is almost like the Pistons team that won a title and ended up losing a second chance at one to the Spurs
because Garland could be Dumars, just quietly attacks.
No, I'm talking about the later Pistons with Billups and Rasheed Wallace and all those dudes, where it's almost like instead of having a couple of superstars and then just guys, it's 5 dudes who are all kind of equal and equally important. And even though Donovan Mitchell's got the superstar name, it's not like, if Donovan Mitchell missed a game, I'd feel like the Cavs are dead.
No, not at all.
It feels like they're a complete team.
I like the way Strus plays. I think he's great off the bench. It's a deep, well-coached team, and it's a testament to Kenny Atkinson. It really is. And I think that the rest of the league is envious of the continuity that was provided. And when you think about, Cleveland and continuity, just doesn't seem to match. But they get the coach together, they keep their team together. The guys that needed to be paid were paid. 56% chance of making it to the finals, and they look it, man. They're the biggest dog on the block.
Yep. On the other hand, San Antonio Spurs. We'll talk about them next. Not as happy of a night for them. They looked completely outmatched. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. South Texas College Football head. Wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be-in-the-room-with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star here. Have you played Pick 6 from DraftKings? The playoffs are here and time is running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Pick 6 is available in most states including Texas, Missouri, California, Georgia, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promo.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You know the Rue Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Rue Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Rue Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
You know the Rue Pub is proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Rue Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Rue Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with autopay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without autopay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Working a couple of trouble spots as you head into your morning commute. On Loop 410 southbound at Rigsby, that's a stall off to the shoulder. And another on the northeast side at 35 northbound, the off-ramp to O'Connor, that stall blocking the exit ramp. Looks like we do have a stall at 410 westbound Fredericksburg Road, now off to the shoulder. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs fell last night in Milwaukee, 121-105. Damian Lillard paced the Bucks with 26 points and 8 assists. The Freak had 25 and 16. The NFL is monitoring the situation in Pacific Palisades and Greater Los Angeles very closely, though the wildcard game scheduled with the Rams and Vikings is still planned to go off on Monday evening. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby. 7 o'clock hour here in the Morning Huddle.
Is it raining yet?
I don't know. I bet it. No, it'll be probably in an hour or two.
Okay.
If the weather yesterday didn't lie, which it already has this morning. Don't get me wrong. It's a lying bitch, that weather.
Are we getting snow? Are we getting
no
snow?
Snow. But yesterday it said it'll be 34 degrees and 95% chance of rain. And I wake up and it's like 42 outside.
Yeah.
I got all bundled up for nothing.
39 right now. Do we have any Cub reporters standing on I-10 in comfort outside of the highway?
Oh, yeah. Guys,
It's not
I'm
cold
out here.
yet.
It's not nearly as cold as projected. I still need these gloves, but otherwise it's actually pretty comfortable.
Pretty comfortable. I'm going to go have some pancakes. Thanks for sending me out.
Brian, why are you yelling if it's comfortable? I just thought they said when you do on-site reports about the weather, you have to yell.
Ice is imminent, just not today. Back to you, Brian.
It could be coming. You never know.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like yesterday, it's 38 degrees,
And
and I'm
now-
coming in, and I'm stuck behind the de-icing vans. Y'all can go home.
Yeah. And now let's talk about the fire that happened down.
Yes. Meanwhile, real news.
The Bucks get a 121-105 win over the Spurs.
Lackluster.
It was disappointing, and it was you know what? The first, I guess you'd call it the first quarter was competitive, and then in the second quarter there was like I don't know how long it was. It felt like 20 minutes, but I think in actual basketball time, it was like 4.5 minutes where the Spurs scored 0 points. Just stopped scoring, and the Bucks pulled away, and then they never looked back.
Tell me you lost without telling me you lost. 18 of 52 from three.
Rob, I know I'm a broken record.
I know you are.
This team shooting
you have
52 threes.
Nights like that, you have every right to bitch.
It's so absurd.
You have every right.
They are not a good three-point shooting team.
No, and volume. You never make a shot you don't take. Throw that out the window. That's not who we are. You're not going to shoot yourself better. Now, if we were a shooting team that was having an off night, yeah, keep shooting. If we're a 40% shooting team and we're 18 for 51, take the 50-second shot. I don't care.
If you're the 2018 Warriors, keep chucking, baby.
But last night was good water after bad water. It was bad shot after good shot. It was desperation. All we need to do is get within 7 because we hung about 10, 12 points out all night long. And there were some futile efforts. It's going to be hard for any team to roll into Milwaukee and win on a
Wednesday night. It's just hard. But to do that, you have to do something different. Either shutting one of those guys down, one of your guys got to get hot, but something has to alter to change the formula. And what I've seen from the Spurs the last couple of weeks is there's no formula change. There's no pepper added. And I don't know who to start blaming for what I'm seeing.
The problem with what the Spurs do is because they're not a good shooting team, but once they shoot poorly early on, then the game script is negative, and they've got to keep shooting because it's their only way to get back into it. It's like a team with imagine you got a football team, and your quarterback is I don't name horrible quarterback. Your quarterback is Trey Lance, and now you're down by 30, and you know all we're going to do is throw the football. It's really hard to come back once that happens. That's what the Spurs do. The Spurs shoot themselves into a hole, and then they're forced to keep shooting because that's the only way to dig out of the hole you've dug.
That's such a false narrative. It bothers me when that happens. When you decide that's where you are, you have to alter your plan, and that's what's bothering me.
I agree.
There's no plan B. There's no plan C. There's no in case of emergency break glass kind of thing. Whether it's a player to just shake the snow globe, whether it's a play, whether it's a timely timeout where you might not have called one, a substitution to do something different. I don't know what the fix is, but it looks to me like the Spurs are kind of caught in a rut, that there's no new here. We're still trying to figure out what exactly we are, and we're there. The only problem is everybody else knows who we are now too, and unless things are going really well and Wemby is dominating around the bend, front to back, blocking shots and all that, we're just an average team that doesn't have that extra.
Wemby last night was, I won't even say just a guy. Wemby was a non-factor in the game last night. He didn't exist.
And we talked about Cleveland. What turned the page for Cleveland is you got 4 dudes on the court at any given moment that are not only capable of taking over a game and doing something unique, but are willing to not do it.
Yeah,
willing to say, okay, you go do it. And I think we got some guys that are pressing a little bit. Keldon had a great game last night. I wasn't upset with his play. But, it came at a time where we needed somebody else. And sometimes Keldon went and did something at the negative, it faulted somebody else who could have done something. And it's not Keldon's fault. It's not the other guy's fault, but it's the team's fault. And there's a hurdle that needs to be jumped.
I was playing poker, so I was watching the game with no sound and watching it in 45-second increments. But Keldon looked like he had a good game. Chris Paul looked like he had a good game.
3rd game in a row he's played well.
And no one else played worth a damn.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, I'm so torn on Steph Castle. I love everything about his game except when he shoots the basketball. I don't want you to shoot anymore. I just don't be that. I want you to be now Jeremy Sohan and just do all the other things and let anyone else but you shoot.
And, last night, I'm glad you brought up Sohan and his shooting, because obviously Steph is in a rut. He's a better shooter than he is, although he's not a good shooter on his best. He's got.
But the problem is he kind of thinks he is a good shooter.
Yeah,
which
I
a
think
lot
he's
of the
got
guys on this team do.
I think he's been told shoot it, and if you're told to shoot it, go shoot it. But I was trying to measure the value of Sohan over the last couple of days, because we've seen a lot of him in and out of the lineup. The back spasms when he's not 100%. He's had some good games. At 100%, he hadn't been. And I think we missed him more than we ordinarily would have last night, just because of the sheer size Milwaukee brings to the table. And Jeremy is our designated Greek freak defender. We missed him, and obviously Giannis had a good, if not great game, but he didn't have to. And that's what bothered me about the Spurs last night. Milwaukee didn't have to play extraordinary to beat them. They just had to play their game. And the Spurs are at the level where they need to offer some kind of more than what they did last. They were close. They were in it. But this is a team that, if they're going to go where we thought they were 2 weeks ago, they need to be more in it and be in a position to kind of close the door. And it's not time yet. And I don't want to start a fire where there doesn't need to be one. But it is very apparent to me over the last couple of weeks that
we are kind of in a holding pattern with the coaching staff. That there's nothing, I mean, we're winning games and that's enough. But for us to go next step, I'm not sure that the guy is there is going to be the one to do it.
You're talking about Mitch.
I don't want to end the Mitch Johnson talk. I don't. I think he's done a stellar job, but we're going to have to take into account a couple of things. And one is Pop's not coming back. We have
ever or this year?
I'm going to say ever. Obviously not this year.
Right.
But if you know anybody who's had a stroke, anybody, he's not coming back. He's not. And even if he was to come back in some kind of semblance, it'll be nothing like it was before. Pop is never going to fly to 41 road games again. He's not going to do it. Medically, it's time for us to start thinking about what
Life
the next
beyond,
is
yeah.
and what is that going to involve truly, because now is the first time since Mitch took over where it's not about the newness, and I'm not even mad at it. And are we willing to wait for him to grow with Wemby? Because if we are, I'm not upset because there is a trend. But I can see in games like last night and over the last week when we're close, when we're in it because of the efforts of Chris Paul and things like that, the timeouts, I'm not seeing a change. Now, I have seen a change in third quarter play. We've started coming out of the halftime much better prepared. So that's
some adjustments,
some growth there. But we have to be realistic here. This is a team that has enough parts to be playoff caliber, not play in, but playoff caliber. And I think some of the detriment, we might lose a game or two, not because of the players, but because of appropriate play calling. Some of those things that we won't notice.
Yeah, but I think players play a big role too.
Huge, bigger than the coach. But
personnel is a real issue right now.
Playoff teams also have playoff coaches.
I agree with that.
And I'm not mad at Mitch. I don't want to sound like he's doing a bad job. He's not. But there comes a time when you're just in over your depth.
Yeah, but I also think, and that's where I'm torn on this Spurs team, because have they taken an appropriate step this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they went and got Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, in my mind, they were trying to make this year like a playoff run kind of year.
I think it was. I'm going to bring in the parts that are going to do some things with guys that need to learn how to win playoff games.
Yeah.
If we didn't add enough talent, we added some brains.
They are still missing the idea that there's still no shooters on this team boggles my mind. If you're going to be a shooting team, you've got to have shooters. And that's where I'm at. Like, do you go trade for a shooter, or do you just find one in the offseason? That's something the Spurs have to decide.
Well, doesn't the coaching have to do with that too? Like, who are we going to be as opposed to who we are now?
Yeah.
You're right. Do we make a move?
But like you said,
not knowing who's going to be the coach.
Like you said, I don't think the Spurs are going to get away from this three-point shooting thing. This is what they are, whether it's good or not. And it's right now because you don't have any shooters, it's not good. There's no shooter on this team that I think is suddenly going to become a 40% guy.
No,
so
these are who they are.
You've got a bunch of bad to mediocre shooters who want to shoot the ball 50 times a game, which I think is a terrible recipe. The other thing is, this is the fourth game in a row where the opposing team's big has just taken a dump on the Spurs. And Brook Lopez is a nice piece. He's not supposed to be out there getting 22 and kind of bullying you around. And that's what he did last night. And obviously, listen, Joker putting up 40 spots in both those back-to-back games. That's the best player in the world. Okay. Vucevic should not have done what he did.
And he's done it twice.
Brook Lopez should not be doing what he's doing. The Spurs need a rim protector.
So I present you with two deals. You can make one.
Okay.
One's a 35 to 40% volume shooter. He's going to hit you a regular 40%. One is beef in the paint. You get one.
Give me a shooter.
In this league, it makes sense. I don't think you could make a wrong decision. But
here's why. The reason why I say that is, and again, if I were the coach, this is what I would do. there's like I said, there's nobody on this team who can become a shooter. All these guys suck at shooting.
Right.
They're not getting better. If you can guarantee me a volume 38% shooter, I want that. You have the answer to rim protection on the floor. You just have to make him play that way.
Dude, it's not going to happen. That's a pipe dream.
Then that's a coaching issue.
Well, it's a coaching issue if you have a player that's willing to do it. And I think
if this 20-year-old kid isn't willing to be coached, then there's a deeper
perfectly
issue.
willing to be coached in the style that is appropriate to what he wants to be. And that's the deal with the devil when you draft Wemby, because you don't get to create. He gets to be the brand that you help along the way. And that's just the league. And he wants to be the next, Steph Curry. He wants to be a guard. He wants to do those things. And if you don't let him do those things, in 3 years, he'll go find somebody that will.
You know what? He's going to do that anyway, because this team is, at the current rate, is going to have zero playoff success by the time his contract's up.
We say that, but he's going to be doing that. Going to be 35-12. That's what doing the thing that we don't even want him to do. He's still going to pull 12 rebounds a game, block 4 shots, and score 35 a night.
But you know what's going to happen now? The Spurs are going to hit this. They're going to hit this window where they are not good enough to compete in the Western Conference, but too good to get a draft pick that will help them. And San Antonio is not a place that's going to, attract big-time free agents typically.
Well, not now that I think we'll see some variant, but you're right. I think that's always going to be flyover town, but there's the appeal of Wemby.
So that's why Steph Castle's development is so important to the future of this team. But there needs to be, and again, I think it is coaching at the end of the day. Somebody's got to get to Wemby and say, hey, man, I love what you're able to do, but we can be better as a team if you do this also or instead. I don't know. I get what you're saying. You do make the deal with the devil.
My idea of the fully functioning Victor Wembanyama involves about 25 minutes in the paint. You're going to start there, and if you drift out over time, I don't have a problem but you're going to be back in the paint, and I'm going to call plays that force you down there. But that's just not how it's going to go.
It would be so easy to just you know what, he had a play last night where because he has that threat of the shot, he went up and under. And I think this was early in the game, but he pump faked the dude, and it was
off the wing. Yeah.
Oh, it was so beautiful, and it's but him being right there at the basket, you would get so much if you just would let yourself live around that basket. All he does, he puts his hand up and he just drops the ball in. It's
I will say this, just out of natural body growth, he's going to put on some more weight and be a little bit more able to defend himself and take on the beating that Brook Lopez was going to give him in the paint. And that's part of not being in the paint, is he's 18 years old, and you got Brook Lopez with the elbows that he sharpens with a pencil sharpener before the game.
He's also a 300-pound dude.
That's just going to deck him, and it's going to be hard enough. So as he gets older and he puts on, just the 25 pounds of grown man weight that he just will over the next 4 years, it'll get a little bit easier. But AJ, it's just I get you, and we are fighting the tide here. We are literally trying to fight something that is going to overcome us, because that is where the game is going. And I don't care what we know is best for them, how we know that you can be a fully functioning 4-tool basketball player, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now, Coog says we aren't even taking bad threes. They're just missing wide open shots. That's the problem.
Yeah.
First of all, the reason they're getting wide open shots is because
you're not going to make them. I'm going to go rebound.
Why would I respect you? Because you're not a good shooting team.
Would you charge Sohan standing out there? Would you charge Keldon?
Oh my God! Castle's going to shoot another three. I got to get out there. No,
he's one of those guys you'll never see shoot, because as soon as he's gathering for the shot, I'm blocking out, man. Yes. I'm not charging you. I'm never going to see you shoot. I'm going to be ready for the rebound.
Go for it, man. I'm telling you. And there's nobody to be afraid of. There's nobody to be afraid of from outside.
And we knew that. This isn't a surprise. And I don't think we would be so concerned about this if it weren't for the other things that the Spurs are doing really well. I mean, they're even at 500 right now, which is kind of where we thought we'd be. We've seen growth in Castle, though he's not shooting great. He's doing other things better than we expected. Sohan is starting to find his depth in certain areas. Keldon has lived up to this six-man spark plug thing better than anybody dreamed of. Devin has had some great sixth-man nights, and he's had some great starting nights, and he's, the injuries have kind of gotten in the way. So I don't want to be overly negative. I just have, over the last 2 weeks, have realized that the team has grown. They are better, and so expectations should change. And the expectations shouldn't just change for the young kids playing, but the young coaches coaching. And I want to see growth on both sides of the line.
Well, I jinxed it last night, or I jinxed it yesterday morning when I said this team hadn't got their ass kicked since the middle of December.
Well, they got it last night.
Even when they've lost games, it's been really close games. But the loss that when they lost by 11 to the Nuggets, it was in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
They stunk in overtime. Gas, but they've been in every game since that Timberwolves beating. And then nights like last night are so exasperating because you start to think, man, they're getting really close. And then something like last night happens and you go, they're nowhere near what we want them to be. They're nowhere near it.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're nearer than they were. They're just nowhere near where we hoped.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Because they shouldn't. They were 10 points out all last night, and it was just close enough to where you felt like if we could just do two things right in a row, if we can just do three things right on this possession, maybe we can get to, and they never could.
I knew in the middle of the second quarter when they went on that 4 or 5 minute scoring drought, it was like a 10-0, 11-0 run. I said, they're not going to be back in this game because now they're going to start chucking.
And they did.
And that's what they do. And it's gross, and I get so angry when I watch this team that has a guy who could literally dominate if he chose to down low, and he would rather take ill-advised three-point shots. And
I don't know how much control. I'm gonna get off the Mitch Johnson picking right now. I don't know how much this involves Mitch. Would Pop have said stop it? I don't know.
I don't know either.
And I don't know which direction we would be going if he was here. So I'm not going to suppose some things that I don't know about. But I just feel like what we've seen over the last couple of weeks shows that we've grown well, but now it's time to take the next step, and whether that involves a trade to kind of shake it up or a reevaluation of how we're using guys like Wemby, it's time for that.
All right, we'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor. The Institute for Functional Health is a full-service medical office. They do everything from general practice work to aesthetics work, weight loss work, rehab work. That's why I enjoy going down there, because it's a building full of medical professionals doing good things. Dr. Torres is the first physician I have ever met that does everything he can to get you off medications. He understands that if you're living a healthy life, a lot of those medications that you're forced to take kind of go away. You don't require them anymore. Those statins, those blood pressure medications. Those of you that are on those semaglutides that are paying all that much money a month, there are medically based weight loss programs that you don't have to invest that kind of money. You can lose weight the old-fashioned way. I'm living proof. And if you've tried in the past and been unable to because, quite frankly, you didn't have the wherewithal, you didn't have the medical background to kind of follow through. You were just following some kind of fad diet. Dr. Torres is the man that you need to meet. Because I walked in the door just like you. I didn't know if I wanted to lose weight, even if I could lose weight. He convinced me to take one little step after another, and before you know it, you see success, and the next step makes it that much easier. And I want that for you. If it's time to lose weight, if you resolved to make 2025 your healthiest year ever, your first call should be to Dr. Jacob Torres. Here's the number. It's 210-468-1891. The website is iffhealth.com. Go there. I tell you, everybody all the time, go there first. Read and ask the right questions, and then call Dr. Torres. Look, it's time to change your life. Do it today. Call Dr. Torres today. He'll change your life, and before you know it, you're going to come by with your skinny self and thank me later.
It's showtime. Let's do it. It's fun time. Here we go.
South Texas home of the 12-team college football playoff. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. All of the matchups are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear every game on South Texas' first and only FM sports station. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. Single Care works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check Single Care to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
In lieu of flowers, donate to Dogs That Care.
There's somebody somewhere putting together a website right now. Dog That Cares.
Have you ever escaped the backyard, gone over to the neighbor's place, and killed every chicken they had? I have. I'm a dog who cares.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It is playoff time. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You know Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the playoffs. Be like me and 5 million other happy players winning money watching games with their Pick'em game, where you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. You can cook up fire entries for a shot to win real cash prizes all playoff long. You can even take football and basketball and mix them together. Underdog is the only Pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with my promo code STAR, and deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR. Sign up today.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson for Prize Picks, the best place to get real money on your sports action. Me and 10 million other people are playing every day, and now's the time to do it. Have you ever heard of this? You've got a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your season all game long, and now 1,000 times your cash? Heck, I've been a Prize Picks player for a long time. I've not seen this. 1,000 times your cash. It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the fun in the last few weeks of the football season. Prize Picks is the best place to play. Up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get the action on the sports that you're playing, and now you can get up to 1,000 times your cash. Join over 10 million members. Play today. And if you sign up today, you get up to $50 instantly when you play. Use the code ALAMO. Sign up today for 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks. Run your game.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Oh! Trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh! Oh! Man.
Is this Katy Perry?
No.
Come on. Come on, man. Don't be disrespectful.
Is this Greg Kittle's wife?
Yeah, Kelsey's chick.
How dare you? How dare you, Rob? Katy Perry. You think Katy Perry could write a song like this?
This is pure gold.
Oh, man. What a gal. What a gal.
About to go Kanye on this.
Yeah.
What a gal. Imagine if Taylor Swift was, like, really hot. She would be, I mean, she's already like, maybe the biggest star, right? In music.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like right
now imagine if she was like a 9 or a 10 hot.
What is she in your...
She's about a 7.
She's like she's very regular looking to me. Like, she's like a... I mean, she's not ugly.
No.
Yeah.
But I don't like look at her and go, oh. But I'm saying, like, imagine if Britney Spears was able to write the hit songs that Taylor Swift writes. Like when prime Britney Spears, remember how hot she was?
Yeah, she's just a little bit thicker.
Oh,
you know, Taylor Swift just a little.
God,
yeah.
Britney was the perfect thickness back in the day. But Britney was also like, she didn't write any of those songs. She was an awesome dancer and a mediocre singer. But I'm saying, like, if you could combine their powers and take prime Britney's looks and merge them
Has there ever been anybody
with
like
Taylor's talent?
Has there? Because before Britney, Madonna was Britney. I mean, same thing.
Yeah,
a
but
little bit of
Madonna
talent,
wasn't as hot.
In her days,
I mean, she
fit
was
the bill.
sexy, but she had the gap tooth.
Has there been anybody else that combined them all?
I mean, there's like
J-Lo is smoking hot, but she's not that good of a singer.
How about Carrie Underwood?
Or Dua Lipa. You think Dua Lipa?
Well, yeah.
You know what? You might be almost there. I think we have to look to the country genre.
Oh, yeah. Usually country music gals are super hot.
What's the chick, Lainey? Is she smoking hot?
I don't know.
She seems like she's about 3 feet tall.
Now, remember Shania Twain?
Now,
she was hot.
She was smoking hot. Lived up to it. I'm with you. What about Katy Perry? She's not bad.
She's okay. Yeah, she's good. But when I see that Carrie Underwood, when I've been waiting all day for Sunday night, I'm like, holy hell, that is a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know much about her music, but I know she's a big star. She has been for a long time. Like
a couple of years ago, she fell down the stairs or something.
Nothing happened to her face.
Well, yeah, she disappeared for a minute. Like,
oh no,
I think that was her.
Oh no,
she had to. It worked out.
That'd be terrible.
Whoever she hired.
Be careful there, honey.
Vic, am I looking at a current radar?
Yeah.
There's a lot of pink up there. That's not going to come all the way down here.
That's all that snow that's going to land on Dallas.
Yeah.
Rob, we've made the executive decision. Oh, look above the pink at the blue and white. That's polar looking.
Ooh, that's Oklahoma.
There's purplish stuff up there. Oh, my God.
I'm glad I'm not there.
That's why we're not going to Dallas this weekend, quite frankly. That and Rob's wife told him he's not allowed.
I got the kibosh.
She's like, are you out of your mind?
I got hey, babe, AJ and I got to go up to the Texas game on Friday. Oh, you are?
The hell?
that
dude,
one.
You porched it wrong. I tell my son all the time, my 17-year-old, this is how, because, at 17, you feel like you're becoming a man, or you feel like he, in his mind, is a man.
He knows it all already.
He's 6'5". He's like, he thinks
bulletproof.
I know.
He's smarter than you already. He's pretty sure of it.
And he said, oh yeah. But I told him when I was up there this last week, I said, dude, the biggest mistake you continually make is anytime you want to do something, you're going to your mom and you're saying, hey, Mom, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, you are you?
And it's like, dude, is it that hard? Even if you, like, he's like, well, I don't know why she would say no. Then why not just ask?
Right.
That's pride effing with you. In the words of Marcellus Wallace, that's pride effing with you. Push it way down there, Butch.
Because I will push you down if the pride is still there.
Dude, if you would just swallow it and be like, Mom, can I go do this? Would you have a problem with me doing this? She's not going to say no. And what you did was said, me and AJ are going up to Dallas. You can't do that, Rob. You got to say, hey, babe, AJ, and you got to couch it like this. AJ is lonely. He misses his family. He doesn't have any friends.
Give a crap whether you're lonely or not. Have him over.
He doesn't have any friends.
Bring him over then.
And he wanted to go to the Texas game, and he asked if I would go with him up there.
So my wife, it's the Texas game. That is of zero importance. It's me up in Dallas after the Texas game that she'd be like, you're going to go out and do something stupid. You're going to go out. You'll probably head to Fort Worth, go to the stockyards, and have way too good a time.
Yeah.
Are you going to buy a cow or something?
Strip clubs in Dallas.
And then I'd end up coming home like late Sunday in the same clothes I had on when I left.
Yeah.
Typical.
Yeah. One time my dad and I were in Dallas. We'd gone up for a Ranger series, and I was a little kid. And I remember going, Dad, what do they do at the topless bar when it rains? And he was, that's when he had to explain to me, son.
I'm going to tell you about.
There's a roof on that there building.
I'm gonna give you a word I want you to go look up. It's called pasty.
That's right. What do they do at the topless bar when it rains?
Why are they using electrical tape?
God, that's the worst.
That's ghetto.
In New Orleans.
Dude, in Louisiana.
The electrical tape, man. I don't get it.
The state of Louisiana, which there's very few rules, quite frankly.
It's 18, right?
But they don't like the side of a nipple.
They don't like nipples there in Louisiana. Like you've got it's very odd. You can
do everything.
You can do everything in Louisiana, but you go into a strip club, you can't see nipples. No, sir. That's crazy. But you're telling me I can buy absinthe on the street?
Oh, sure. And you can do it at 4 a.m.
We'll run some absinthe there for you. Okay. But
a nipple,
oh my God, that's the devil's work.
Yeah.
There's literally a voodoo priest sitting outside. But that's different.
That's different.
That's different.
The devil never showed his nipple either.
That's Brian says Rob's going to buy another Wagyu steak. That's what it was. She didn't want you.
Spending $300 on one meal.
I know. Just the steak. AJ, he'll take you to the fancy barbecue place, and you'll buy 2 pounds of brisket and only eat one.
Yeah,
that's what went through her mind. Oh, you are you?
Uh-huh. So now we're not going to Dallas, but really, I'm kind of relieved because today I saw 4 inches of snow. Ugh.
Good luck at that airport.
I don't. So it's probably for the best we're not driving around up in that nonsense. So
and even then, you think, well, I'll just Uber. Those idiots don't know how to drive in the snow either.
No, and they're going to upcharge the hell out of you.
Surge snow pricing.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that, dude. One of the great stories of my former co-host, the late Fred Fowler. We were in Dallas, and he decided to stay at instead of the team hotel. Or the media hotel for the Super Bowl, he decided to stay at his friend owned a hotel, except the hotel was in Arlington, and it wasn't a motel. It was like a Super 8. But he had, like, his buddy had set him up there, and of course, it ends up being a massive ice storm. This was the Packers.
I remember that one. That was a massive.
Packers and who?
They won it there, and they beat.
They won this.
Baltimore?
No, Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Packers over Pittsburgh. But he was staying way out there, and Fred always knew more than everybody. So we were gonna go have. I mean, we're eating on the company dime, so we're gonna go. I'm like, let's go have a nice steak. I want to go to like Ruth's Chris or something like that. And then he's like, no, I know a place. And it's like some old newspaper hangout where they've got like burgers and fries. And I was so pissed. But what I often did with Fred was Fred's wife was on this trip, and Fred's wife was a drinker. It was his 3rd or 4th wife, I'm not sure. But I would buy shots. I would go to the bartender and buy shots and have them sent over to Fred and say they were from a woman at the bar when she was there. And like Fred would look around and he'd sit there like king in the castle, and his wife was all wasted, and she'd be like, oh, everybody's always trying to get after my Freddie. And so they're both just plowed, and there's no way they can drive back to Arlington. So Dave Tepper, my boss at the time, calls a cab, and it's taken for because nobody can drive.
Right.
Like,
I don't know how to do it either.
So like 45 minutes later, a cab shows up. And again, Dave is going to pay for this whole cab fare. He doesn't care. He just wants to get Fred home safe. The guy shows up, and he's like, how much to Arlington? And Dave's about to pay him, and the guy goes like $110 or something like that. And Fred goes, F you, mother effer. This cab takes off. And Dave's like, no, what have you done?
I'm stuck with him now.
And then we had to drive up. So I had to follow Dave in Fred's car in my truck. I'm like spinning around all over the roads because I can't drive in this nonsense. I'm driving a big F-150 with 2-wheel drive. Just a disaster. Oh, God. I hate driving in that nonsense. And so I don't want to do it. But
not going to happen.
We'll just watch on TV.
Yeah.
That'll be that.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Yep. Now, will your wife let you meet up a bar or something and watch it, or is that also off the table?
I don't know.
You guys have a resolution where you guys are going to do something together.
We're doing one thing together every weekend.
Okay.
It involves alcohol. Well, it involves getting out.
It involves
like it's a
being with your
destination
wife
thing. Like we have to. It's not like just we're going to go to the grocery store.
Is it the two of you, or is it like a date?
It's a date. It's
Okay.
one of every weekend we're going to go like.
Are
I
you
don't know,
required
like
to plan?
Fredericksburg. I think I'm going to have to plan this.
Or is it every other week your job to plan?
I don't know. We're still in the formative
You
stages.
gotta figure this out.
Well, I'm only on my first weekend here. This is our first.
That's a lot of pressure.
I don't know, man. Is it because did the pellets kick in? Is that why?
I got an idea. Take her to see Nosferatu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She likes the necrophilia as much as anybody.
Yeah.
Nosferatu. Oh, that's gonna get her so horny too.
I'll tell you what.
Oh man,
I'm
you're
built a lot like Nosferatu in a lot of ways. Sadly,
you're lucky.
I'm going to merge my body with you.
Come on, Rod. Let's go home.
Our flesh will connect after this date.
That's the other part of that movie is the Dracula accent.
Yeah, and also like his breathing.
Yeah,
he's got awake apnea.
Yeah, he's got some serious RSV going on.
Was he sleeping with that mask?
He needed it. He needed it. And it didn't look like he would be breathing that heavy. He was
No.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Well, you'd think he was a great big fat person, but he's relatively skinny.
He was a
He's
smoker
thin.
in younger life.
I think that's what it was.
He's dealing with a little bit of lung issues.
Yeah. You will call me Lord, the proper title.
As my blood and family have intended.
Yes.
All right, boss.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, my lord.
Sorry, my lord.
We'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 2 of the little program on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. Oh, it's my turn. Just kidding. Speaking of the pellets, that's where you were trying to take me, isn't it, Vic? Oh, you're so slick. Game Day Men's Health. They're over there, 250 East Bassey Road in the Quarry. This is the spot if you are looking for testosterone. I'll say this, man. The experience is what gets me for Game Day Men's Health, because I didn't want to do the testosterone stuff because I was in the okay range on my testosterone, so I didn't feel like it was necessary, especially because I didn't want to deal with the hassle. That's the awesome thing about Game Day Men's Health is there's no hassle. You go in and they do everything at once, and for me it took about an hour. I got my testosterone checked, free blood test. And then you meet with the licensed provider. They go over your options. They discuss what plan you want to do. And then you get your treatment on the spot. And then you go home. And it took less than an hour, I'm telling you. I thought this was going to be like, 45 minutes twice a week or whatever. No, not the case with the Game Day Men's Health. And when I was waiting on my blood results, I sat in the waiting room. They had free snacks for me. It was lovely. And the people there are awesome. It's just – and the treatment itself, I'm feeling like a totally different person. Like I said, I didn't necessarily need it, but if you can feel better, why wouldn't you want to feel better? And I feel awesome, man. I'm sleeping better. My libido is through the roof. God bless my poor wife. She had to take the brunt of it. But, man, it has just been a game changer for me. Be the best version of yourself. Give Game Day a call, 210-900-3691. Like I said, they're right there in the Quarry, 250 East Bassey Road. Feel better, be better. It's Game Day Men's Health.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Working a couple of trouble spots as you head into your morning commute. On Loop 410 southbound at Rigsby, that's a stall off to the shoulder. And another on the northeast side at 35 northbound, the off-ramp to O'Connor, that stall blocking the exit ramp. Looks like we do have a stall at 410 westbound Fredericksburg Road, now off to the shoulder. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The new $7 Lux Cravings Box from Taco Bell with 3 indulgent full-size classics, chips, nacho cheese sauce, and a drink for just $7. At participating stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks exclude freezes. Tax extra.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com, BABBEL.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
New Texas A&M football that says on one of the panels, two-time national champions. And it's got 1919 and 1939. In our group chat, I said, Rob, did you get that for Christmas? He said, no, it's my former hug pillow.
His hug pillow.
He says, I hug my 2 trophies every night before I go to sleep.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Somebody said Selena. That's a good one.
Respect.
That's a good blend.
Yes.
Of heat with talent.
That's right.
Although I said something about Selena one day when I didn't when she died, I was like, it's really that big of a deal?
Oh yeah.
And I didn't realize how big of a deal it was.
Oh yeah.
And I got sucker punched in the back of the head at my locker by a dude, a Mexican dude who had one of those lollipops that the cheerleaders sold, like a big lollipop. And
those huge ones?
Yeah, and he put it in his hand like he had a knuckle, and like I
deserved it.
I was picking lollipop out of my hair.
Oh, rightfully so.
Yeah, I didn't.
Hair?
Yeah. This was a time when I had hair. But yeah, I didn't realize what a big deal Selena was to La Cultura.
She was a goddess here, man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't live here, but
I lived my first house was over down on Broadway, right on Mankey Park, and it was across the street from Selena's hair studio.
Oh, that's right.
She had a little studio there on Broadway.
Yeah.
Kind of close, right by the Whitty Museum, if you're curious where it was. And that little studio turned into like the memorial ground where everybody left flowers. And I'd say 6 months it was that people were leaving flowers there.
I thought of another one. Super hot, super talented Rihanna.
Yeah, Riri. Yeah. Yep.
Brigade Bar again.
Well, then we could go Shakira.
Pretty hot. Yeah. All right. Where were we?
I think we're talking college football.
Well, I was going to talk college football in the 8 o'clock hour. I was going to save
That's
it.
12 minutes from now.
That is 12 minutes from now. Did you see that So obviously the fires in California are a big deal right now.
Awful.
What are we seeing here?
I was just looking it up.
Selena.
No, I'm talking about on the TV.
Oh, Mike McCarthy's contract with the Cowboys expired Wednesday. Exclusive negotiating rights through January 14th.
Okay. So still no.
news.
I thought maybe there was some news.
Nothing
I saw that.
breaking, yeah.
I saw the yellow line, and I was like, oh, there's got to be breaking news, but no. So the fires obviously running through the L.A. area. You said you had a friend whose house burned completely down.
House,
it's terrible.
Palisades.
So I don't really know exactly where all these fires are. Like my son this weekend is going to Santa Clarita to play in a baseball tournament, and I was telling my wife, I was like, are you sure they're going to play that baseball tournament? Like, what is going on?
And that's in the thick of it. I mean, it's
yeah. So like they're trying to live life as usual while everything. It's like the meme with the coffee cup, and it's like everything's fine, and there's fire everywhere.
Nothing to see here.
Everything's fine. Apparently there's going to be baseball tournaments going on, but the NFL is monitoring the situation on the Monday night game between the Vikings and the Rams. And they now have a contingency plan in place. So if they think the game is going to be able to go off, no problems, but these fires are unpredictable. You can't predict the wind. You can't predict the fire. That's why you need the earth. Earth, wind, and fire all work together. But
a great band.
The wind and fire is burning the earth, which is it's just terrible. They're not working together. But the plan now is if they cannot play in L.A., so if SoFi Stadium were to burn down, they will play in Glendale, Arizona, the Cardinals Stadium. So now, listen, the Rams don't exactly have like a massive home field advantage.
No,
but
they might have more fans in Glendale.
Yeah, who knows? But this isn't unprecedented. In 2003, I didn't remember this, but in 2003. They moved a Monday night game. It was a regular season game between the Dolphins and Chargers. They moved that to the Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe.
And I don't even know if they sold tickets to that game because it was so quickly moved.
It was very, very like last minute.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams were off on Wednesday. They had a scheduled day off yesterday. They do practice today. They said no players or staff have been affected by the fires
yet. Because those neighborhoods, that's where the Rams would be living.
Yeah. The team is headquartered in Woodland Hills, which is 13 miles north of Pacific Palisades, but they're separated by the Santa Monica Mountains, so that like the fire would have to go over a whole mountain range to get to them, which chances are good that it won't. The Chargers have also had to alter their practice schedule, and they did it just because the air quality is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said, we couldn't practice outdoors. The air quality is too poor. So the air quality index went from 150 to well above 300. A rating of 150 is considered very unhealtry. Which
when I was growing up, that was just a typical day in L.A.
I think that is still a typical day in L.A. But the air quality in Inglewood, where SoFi is, was 281 yesterday.
So I saw this crazy picture yesterday because of the way the winds are blowing, at like 80 miles an hour, that you had a perfect view from downtown L.A. to the fires because the wind was blowing the smoke out. So you could just see the city, and you could see the flames burst without the smoke getting in the way, like when you're close. It was horrifying. I just can't even imagine watching my city burn like that.
Yeah.
And it's like downtown blocks. It's not like, you're living next to a forest. These are city blocks on fire.
Yep. It'd be nice if some rain could come down.
It rains in Southern California.
Anytime. Yeah. It's one of those. Yeah. You're always glad, it never rains here. But then when a fire's there, it's like, it'd be cool if it rained today, like just today.
Right now.
Yeah. Like immediately. That'd be nice. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's
so when do you find out the decision whether to go or not? Is there a go, no-go time?
I think it boils down to if I would imagine it boils down to if the stadium is accessible or not. And it seems like it is going to be accessible, at least for now. But they do have a backup plan in place. So, I mean, it would suck for the Rams. it would suck for the Rams to have to.
I was thinking about your kid.
Oh,
your kid, the go-no-go date.
They're planning on going. I mean,
on their way regardless.
They're leaving. Today's Thursday. I think they leave tonight. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a go. It might be go and turn around and bring your ass on back.
That's pretty typical of AAU or any kind of grassroots ball. They go off while the pros are like, nah.
We're playing.
Travel ball. We're playing, baby.
Yep.
Even though you're going to be playing a team from around the corner in L.A. You're still traveling.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk some college football coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
This is hip-hop icon and radio host Ed Lover. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties: classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes, placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-9047.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got this trouble spot on 35 on the northeast side of town. Southbound 35 O'Connor. This crash is in the right lane. The exit ramp blocked as well for now. Stop and go from Schertz Parkway. As we get further into rush hour, you know that back up King Grove. Looks like they did clear that stall in Bernie, I-10 westbound Fair Oaks. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs fell last night in Milwaukee, 121-105. Damian Lillard paced the Bucks with 26 points and 8 assists. The Freak had 25 and 16. The NFL is monitoring the situation in Pacific Palisades and Greater Los Angeles very closely, though the wild card game scheduled with the Rams and Vikings is still planned to go off on Monday evening. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh yeah, baby! Rolling on through. 8 o'clock here on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Hope, is there any weather yet? You said you went outside. Was there any weather hitting
gray.
us yet?
It's gray.
Okay.
No
gray
rain
and
yet.
cold.
Okay.
No rain. 41 degrees.
All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. That's the No Rain song.
That's what that is?
Blind Melon. Remember them? They had the video with the girl in the bee costume.
Didn't one of them Didn't one of them off himself?
I think he might. Yeah, he's dead. What did he off himself or
not
OD?
not on purpose, but
yeah, I'm not sure. But most of those guys accidentally off themselves. I tell everybody, don't mix cocaine and heroin. It's like,
I don't even, either one on their own.
No,
Mixing's bad. The 8-ball on its own is pretty bad, but individually.
I would never tell people not to do that. But what are you, a party pooper? What are you, a cop? I'm just saying, don't do them together.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna do drugs, do them safely.
Cross the streams.
Do it right.
Nothing.
Yeah, do your drugs the way they were meant to be
God
done.
intended.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not go crazy. But yeah, don't go mixing uppers and downers. It's bad for you. Says the guy who will sit there and drink vodka Red Bull. Like, that's the poor man's speedball there.
No, it's Jaeger and Jaeger bomb. Isn't that Jaeger and Red Bull?
Jaeger bombs.
That's a poor man's 8-ball right there.
Joe says this show barely talks about UIW, but has a whole segment on wildfires in Cali.
I take great exception with that. We never talk Incarnate Word. Not sometimes. Never.
Yeah.
You know why? Because there's only 8 of you.
Yeah. Listen. We weren't exactly talking. We're talking about the fires, but we're mostly in how it's going to affect the NFL playoff games that literally everybody cares about the NFL. Incarnate Word is, quite frankly, a bad basketball team that no one is really,
We love the fact that you love your school.
I get it.
We do. I'm down with it.
We don't talk UTSA basketball either because they suck.
They suck balls.
I tried to give them some love the other day because I thought they were going to beat Tulsa because Tulsa's like I thought Tulsa was the worst team in the conference, and then turns out no, they
got
beat
their
UTSA.
first road win. They got a roadie with here.
So
Coach Conch is building something though.
It's going to take a while.
We're going to give him some room.
And what's the guy's name? Harriman, the Incarnate Word coach.
Yeah.
Harriman. Like, yeah, I'd love it if they would get good, but right now they're not. So there's not much to talk about.
But we appreciate your input and your passion.
Thank you. All right, the college football playoffs get underway tonight.
Finally, after 100 years of college football, we're back. Oh, wait a minute. We have had Final Four before. Sorry. We're back to where we were last year.
I was looking for it last night. Forgot it's not Thursday yet.
No, it was the NBA night last night. That was their big night. That was the NBA's Christmas happened last night.
Yeah.
Where the NFL said,
you know what?
We're going to let you make it this time.
We're dealing with some fires.
Yeah. So, the NFL would have been so petty and looked at that. They got Cavs Thunder tonight. What can we do? We're gonna move the Rams-Vikings game to Wednesday just to make sure it doesn't get affected by the fires. The NBA's like, damn it, this was our day.
No, they were calling Jerry. Announce the McCarthy deal right now. Hurry.
Yeah, now's the time.
Now's the time. They're about to tip.
Now's the time. Now, the Penn State-Notre Dame game tonight, James Franklin is bitching about Notre Dame not being in a conference.
Keep in mind, Penn State wasn't in a conference until about 10 years ago themselves.
Exactly. Well, I think it's been like more like 25 years or something, but they were an independent back in the day.
He's right, by the way.
He said, this is a great opportunity for us to represent our schools and our conferences. And then he said, or our conference, excuse me. Sorry, we're the only one here with a conference. But yeah, we've got Big Ten versus Independent tonight as the 6 seed and 7 seed Penn State, Nittany Lions, and Notre Dame Fighting Irish get it on tonight in what I expect to be a pretty grimy game.
Where do you think the country is as far as fandom? Do you think Notre Dame is the fan favorite?
No.
I'd like to think not.
Notre Dame is like Texas or Alabama. If you are not for them, you're against them. So
I think so. I agree with that. But what about the number of fours? Like totally, I'm a Notre Dame fan. What would be the biggest fan base?
Like national brand
Ohio
fan base?
State, Texas, man. We're talking national. I think Penn State would probably be the least
of the four left.
Of the four,
yeah. I think. Texas has a big national brand.
Notre Dame and Texas are certainly national brands for sure, but Ohio State's been around long enough that they might have picked up a few T-shirt fans out there.
I still think Texas and Notre Dame are the two biggest brands nationally. They'll have the biggest fan bases nationally.
The reason I'm asking is, what would be the ideal matchup in a week from Monday? I mean,
like for television,
for TV,
Texas Notre Dame, and it's not even close.
You feel that? I feel the same way.
God, the networks would be salivating at that because you get Texas and you get you get the Catholics, quite frankly.
Catholics versus landmen. How would we parse this? What T-shirt?
I don't know what
Catholics versus cows.
Yeah, Catholics versus cattle.
There we go. We got the shirt. We got it.
God, let's
you guys down on military? Get your T-shirt presses going.
Let's
We're ready.
Trademark that right now.
Catholics versus cattle. TM.
Catholics versus cattle. Patent pending. Yep. Don't you dare try to steal that from me.
Try it. I'm gonna be cruising Calabria tomorrow.
I made that up.
If I see you in a parking lot selling Catholics versus cows or cattle, you're gonna get a TRO.
Dare you? How dare you?
Good idea, though.
That is a good idea. Damn, we got to get them. Well, then we'll get them all printed, and then we'll have to send them to an African country when it's Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah.
All the kids in Ghana wearing Catholics versus cattle T-shirts.
They can put it next to their Eagles World Championship.
That's right. Yeah. You guys remember when this was the title game, right? Actually, that wasn't the title game. That wasn't it.
But it could have been.
That wasn't it. It's those same kids wearing 1919 Aggies championship gear.
Well, that's real.
That's
real. Oh. That's not fake. That really happened. Inside the greater
Before the Depression?
C-Stat region?
T-shirts weren't invented in 1919. It was like they had national championship togas.
It was the loincloth. We passed out the togas and loincloths. And it really happened. Don't go check. Don't be going and checking and seeing who actually won. As far as you know, 19 and 29, we won it.
Yale's trying to claim that trophy. They didn't earn it.
Those Yankees, those carpetbaggers coming down here and taking our titles.
Damn Ivy Leaguers. They think they're all smart with they think they're smart getting votes to be the champions, but we just said we're the champions. That makes us the champions.
Nobody beat us.
That makes us the champions.
I ain't lost a game. Must mean I'm a champion.
It's got to be. All right, Scott Frost. You think in 100 years people are going to look back at Scott Frost and go, what an a-hole?
No, they're going to go, I guess he won a title. I see the shirt. Look, he's got a football with it emblazoned.
They got a banner. Yeah.
National champions. What was it, 11, 12, whatever year that was?
I forget what it was.
UCF. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk it, man?
It was one of those asterisk titles I forgot all about.
Who'd have thunk it? I do think this is going to be a rock fight game. I think I don't have a great feel for who's going to win. My numbers make Penn State a favorite. They're not a favorite, so I did bet Penn State.
Why are your numbers? What's the separator for them? Is it defense? Is it lack of turnovers? Is it stability? What would make Penn State?
A lot of it is, for me, quarterback play. I trust their quarterback. But I have Penn State a 1.5 points better on a neutral. They're on a neutral, and I'm catching a point. So I actually played Penn State on the money line. I've just got them to win. For me, the big question is small game James, as they call him. Does James Franklin show up, or does he nut up? Does he show up or nut up?
Yeah. You think weather, the heat, temperature plays a role?
God, what do you think the weather is in Miami today?
It's probably warmer than any place these guys have been in the last month.
I mean, I would imagine they're excited to be in. It's 51 degrees today in Miami. That's perfect football and weather.
Bitter cold day for them, but perfect for those guys.
Yeah. So there's no heat for them to worry about.
Dude, I want tonight to be the quintessential college football game. I want someone to do something that I've never heard of. I want a Pete Giftopoulos sketch. I want one of those college football moments where this dude has done one thing in his life and will always be remembered for this play because he did it on this stage. That's what I expect from this game. Texas, Ohio State, I expect a Super Bowl kind of pro football glitz and glamour and slick, and let's do things cool and fast. Where this one tonight, I want muddy, big-time play from nobody I ever heard of, 14-12 win with something weird happening. That would be ideal for me.
There are going to be people who watch, like casual football fan is going to watch the game tonight, or somebody is going to be so excited about this game and they're going to talk their wives and girlfriends into watching, and they're going to go, football's boring, babe. I don't know why you like this. This sucks.
But meanwhile, you will be into it.
It's 10-6. Why are we still watching? And it's going to be ugly and boring probably, but I think it's going to be a competitive game.
Yeah, I want a college kid to do something collegiate. I want something to feel, because I don't think
you want somebody to fumble.
Well, I want one of those memorable plays out of this game to be the quintessential college game, because when we talk Texas and Ohio State, that's another level. They were a pro program before the NILs. They're just slick and cool and fast, and there's McConaughey and the Buckeyes and Day and the G.I. Joe beard, and it's going to be a different atmosphere.
The Undertaker will be on the sideline.
See what I'm
for
saying?
Texas.
That's the kind of thing that I expect in that game. And Rudy's going to be standing on the sidelines, and the ghost of Joe Pa.
Yeah, it's not as thrilling. This is very old school.
But collegiate and mud, that would be perfect.
It's a Big Ten matchup.
Yes.
The biggest questions for Penn State, I think, are about health. Abdul Carter is the best player in this game. He is. You could make a real case for him being the best player that's going to come out in this next year's draft. I think he'll probably be the first pure defensive player that comes off the
number,
board.
Right? Yeah, he's wearing Micah's number.
I mean, he is the real deal. But he didn't play last week, and his health is a real question.
Well, he's expected.
Yeah, sure. I'm expecting, because I'm betting the under, and I want the best defender in the in the country out there. The other thing is, if you on the offensive side for Penn State, they're going to run. I mean, that's what they're going to do. Like they want to run the ball, mostly because their receivers are bummy. They have nobody on the outside. What they do have is arguably the best tight end in the country.
What's his
44, Tyler Warren.
He's the Brockermeyer this year?
What do they call it? The Mackey Award winner. I don't know that he should have won that award. There's a guy at Toledo that had like absurd number, but that's a different story. Yeah. But I will say that's the guy you've got to watch out for. And Notre Dame, probably one of the best safety duos in the country. They've got the things to slow him down. That's what I think this is what it's really going to boil down to, is who makes a mistake. And Drew Aller this year has played pretty much mistake-free football. And Riley Leonard, it's not that he's been bad. It's just I've seen him blow it before.
But I've seen him be better than Aller.
I agree with that.
On his good days,
I agree with that. He's got more upside, but like in a game where I think a mistake can cripple you, I trust Penn State not to make a mistake.
Well, can you just rewind that statement and think, would I have ever said that about a James Franklin football team? That I look at this team as the least likely to make a mistake.
Now, when I say less likely to make a mistake, I mean their players.
Well, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
I could see a clock mismanagement or something like that killing me, and if that happens, then that's what I get for betting James Franklin. You could just punch me in the balls. That's what I deserve. But I do think that just talking about the quarterbacks, I trust Aller not to give the ball away, basically, and I don't know that I can say that about Riley Leonard. And I think a turnover could decide the game.
I will say this, though. I think Marcus Freeman is far more likely to allow his quarterback to go make a play to win it than Franklin is to let his quarterback to go do something. I think that, and I like that about Freeman, that I'm going to let my player go make a play. I think Franklin, sometimes the problem is he's too controlling. I mean, I'd rather win this game 14-8, and make him go for two with 3 minutes to go to try to beat us and make a mistake that way. And I'm going to control the game a little bit more. I think Aller was, when I've seen him allowed to move, when the Ohio State game didn't work out as best for them, but it was as good as I've seen Aller play. I mean, he had a good game and he was mobile. So maybe about Franklin, the change in the paradigm is let go a little bit. Let him go do something instead of try to over control him.
We'll talk about the other side of the football with what Notre Dame's going to be able to do. We'll talk about that side next. It is the Morning Huddle on night. What am I doing here, Vic?
Carbot.
Oh, well, I can't. Oh, you got the weather on this screen. I
Sorry.
can't. Yeah, what are you pointing at the screen? I can't see that.
In those areas in pink, do they have Carbach up there?
They do actually. Okay. Yeah, where up in Dallas where the weather's cold.
Yeah.
They don't sell Crawford Bach in Dallas though.
Yeah. This is the Astros.
Yeah, there's a line drawn in the sand. They're like, no, we're not selling that up there. But you can get Crawford Bach here in San Antonio. There's Astros fans in San Antonio, but you can get Carbach all over our fair city of San Antonio, and that's on purpose. Carbach decided early on that when they got out of Houston, when they started to spread their beer around, that they wanted to make San Antonio the priority market, and there is a massive presence of Carbach here. All their beers available. That Love Street is their best seller. That's the Cole-style blonde ale that you can find pretty much everywhere. Hopadillo is their IPA. It's just super hop forward. Very, very in-your-face type of an IPA if you go for IPAs. And then Crawford Bach, like I said, which is my favorite everyday drinker in the Carbach lineup. It's at, obviously, the HEBs. It's going to be at your liquor stores, but most of the bars and restaurants around town are carrying it as well, even the ones you might not think. Doesn't hurt to ask. Say, hey, man, you guys happen to have any Carbach back there? And if you haven't tried it, I'm pretty sure you're going to be wowed when you do. So when you're out and about, you're watching the football game tonight, ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hey guys, it's AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. If you're looking for a place to play some cards, have I got one for you. SA Card House, located just off 281 at Bitters, is the best card house in San Antonio. It's a great environment, great for all skill levels, and guys, you are going to love the food and bar that's attached. Foster's Bar and Grill, they do not mess around. Go by, check them out, or check them out online at sacardhouse.com. They're open 7 days a week. Stop in, maybe I'll see you at the tables.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition, available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, organic, free-range, and pasture-raised. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. Recently, we've all seen advertisements from attorneys here in San Antonio saying their firm does not get paid an attorney fee unless there's a recovery. And maybe you've heard, we don't get paid unless you get paid, or words to that effect. Well, that is what I've been doing for more than 30 years. I honestly did not know that there were attorneys in San Antonio that would represent an injured client and charge a fee if there was no recovery. You see, I practice law with basic principles, one of which is you never need an excuse to do the right thing. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, including a commercial or business vehicle, an 18-wheeler, call me. The phone call and consultation is free. If you hire me, I will not get a fee unless there is a recovery. And this has been true for me and my firm for more than 30 years. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyerforus.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, more talk about a possible Spurs new arena, and we're going right to the top.
County Judge Peter Sakai, he will join us at 2:35.
NFL playoffs coming up. The Houston Texans in action. We're going to talk to John McClain about that coming up at 5:15.
The Blitz right after the Rich Eisen Show. We get started at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Oh, yeah. This is it, Rom.
Kind of whines.
What do you mean, whines?
Kind of a whiny.
All I can say.
I can't deal with it.
Life is pretty plain.
Good stuff.
Like watching the puddles gather rain.
Very
like
specific time.
Pour some tea for two. All right, Morning Huddle 94.1. I haven't done any of this housekeeping today. Let me do some of that.
In our promo suite.
It's not saying. The Rich Eisen Show is now on San Antonio Sports Star. Rich Eisen, 94.1. 20 years of NFL experience. He delivers the breaking stories, the expert analysis, and exclusive interviews every weekday from noon to 2. So you can now hear him on San Antonio Sports Star. Sorry if you're a Jim Rome fan. Jim Rome is no longer available on our station.
Not that we threw him off.
Yeah, I threw him off. I said, get your ass out of here.
He moved to the afternoon drive.
Yeah, he tried to take – he's like, pimp in the box here, want to be on from 2 to 6 now. And I was like, no, friend, you're not going to take Joe Reinagle's job. I refuse. And Jim Rome's gone now, so beat it. That's what I told him. I said, beat feet.
The jungle exists elsewhere.
Yeah. I'm not here, not on the Sports Star. Sorry, Jim.
The Blitz will be live out tonight at a brand new place, the Break Room Bar, watching the game.
That's right.
Bowl. I have Delmers and Nittany Lions out there at the Break Room. It starts at 6.
And you'll hear that on San Antonio Sports Star and 1250. How about that?
Where is the Break Room Bar? I would like to give directions to it, though I don't see it.
I had it on my paper last week, and I don't know exactly where it is. Yeah, we'll have to use the old Google machine.
Bar, San Antonio.
What's it say?
Let's see here. It's in Live Oak.
I had the address of it written down.
It's the #1 sports bar in Northeast San Antonio.
Damn right it is.
And it will be even better tomorrow.
So you'll hear Notre Dame, Penn State on our little station here, and then you'll hear the Cotton Bowl tomorrow between Texas and Ohio State. Both of them start at 6 with the pregame brought to you by the Break Room Bar, that same Break Room Bar, Ewald Kubota, and Smoky Moe's Barbecue.
Tractor and some good barbecue. Pat Booker Road, 8084 Pat Booker Road is where the party will be held.
Be there or be a big fat loser.
I bet they got them some Carbach there. Bet you could pour a full of Carbach
I would hope
there.
so. I would hope so.
It's a bar of fine repute.
All right, so now let's discuss Notre Dame's offense. As we roll through the preview of this game. How does Notre Dame score is my question, because last week they scored 23 points, but remember how they scored those 23 points. They got a 98-yard kickoff return, is that, and then they got a short field at the end of the half when the first day quarterback fumbles at like the 5-yard line. So you got a short field and a kickoff return, and that was 14 of your 23 points. Notre Dame's offense kind of sucks.
Well, their offense is built to be reactive to their better defense. The offense is built to score the points that the defense has given them, the short field points that their defense gives. I watched them live. I watched the Ohio State-Notre Dame game. The A&M Notre Dame game. And Notre Dame wasn't significantly better than A&M, but they were patient and didn't make a mistake. And their defense put them on short fields. Their quarterback made just enough plays. They were never put over their skis. That's how they score. And it's kind of the Penn State method as well. They don't want to get away from them. There's not a super talented dude that they look to make a play. They just matriculate the ball when they can. They're not afraid to punt the ball. And they're ready to come back out there and play enough defense and wait for you to give them the opportunity. Both teams do that. It's not going to be an explosive football game unless the mistakes happen.
I mean, this is I don't know how this game goes over.
It's going to be a 44 total. It's going to be low scoring. There's going to be, like I said, this feels like the kind of college game where a dude we've never heard of either makes a massive mistake or a massive play to turn the tide or to win the game, because they're so evenly matched. There's not one skill group on either side that you go, there's the difference. There's Jeremiah Smith. That guy is going to be a difference maker.
Yeah.
Neither team has that. So you expect controlled football. Wait for the other team to give you the opportunity and capitalize.
Well, what I do know is you can't really run on you can't run on Penn State.
I don't think you can run on Notre Dame either.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But both these teams, so 2 elite run defenses and 2 offenses who are run first. This has got to be a grime.
It's going to be a fast pace. It's not going to be a fast paced game.
It's going to be a fast game. The clock's going to run. I think that's what we're going to see.
Which means that fourth quarter is going to matter. The last team with the ball might very well be the team driving to kick the field goal to win this thing if there aren't the mistakes. Just because I see a lot of field position playing for the fourth quarter kind of football. I know that's how I'd coach this game.
The other thing is there's still a question about Jeremiah Love if he's going to play. Like we talked about Abdul Carter. Is he going to be able to play? Jeremiah Love, the top back for Notre Dame, is questionable as well. The thing is, Notre Dame, their defense is strongest in pass defense. Penn State's stronger in rush defense. I don't know. This is it's going to be, like I said, a rock fight, but I do think that there's maybe more opportunities for Penn State than there is for Notre Dame.
There should be. They're certainly better battle tested. I don't care what Domer says about 10 straight opponents that were ranked some way. That's a typical Notre Dame year, but you never get the teams at their best, and you're never so beat up that you had to find something somewhere in your abilities that you didn't think you had.
That said, Marcus Freeman, 10-2 against the spread against ranked opponents in his time at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
He made a job that Brian Kelly had made, kind of average.
Yeah.
And made it better, made it a Domer job again.
And then, of course, James Franklin, as we know, against top-level competition has just been atrocious. 5-12 against the spread against top 5 opponents. That's tough.
I mean, we talked about one of the plot lines on Monday. Like, this is one of these coaches is going to put something to bed. If Franklin wins it, that big game loser kind of thing kind of goes away. If Freeman does it, you put the Notre Dame theory of you're just not good enough. You act like you are. You play teams that kind of are good, but at the end of the day, you're not prepared because you're not in a conference. One of these teams is going to change the narrative.
Well, I think that there is something to be said about Notre Dame's level of competition this year. They did not play a top-level opponent really all season long.
But even though they were ranked, they were not upper echelon teams.
Their best win, if you look at their full regular season resume, their best win is the win against Texas A&M, which is a good win, but not like, wow. USC was down. They beat USC. The win over Army, like if that's one of your 2 or 3 best wins, you're not really that battle-tested. And then you get to the playoff and you catch Indiana.
Right.
And then you get Georgia with a backup quarterback.
So all of those that are
how
here,
tested is this team?
Truth. And it's so symbolic of Notre Dame as a whole. I mean, every year it's the same thing. Yeah, you played teams we've all heard of, but it didn't get you better. I mean, yeah, you played USC and they were 20th and you played them in the Coliseum and you beat them by 4 touchdowns. Well, yeah, USC was on their way down, or whatever that case may be, and it's been year after year of this. We're talking 20 years. It's been since the early 90s since Notre Dame truly was capable of doing what we're talking about. It gives the chance in Freeman to change that narrative, and the same thing for Penn State. But it was the opposite narrative for them. You can't get out of your own conference. You're not even, no matter how good you are, you will never be as good as Michigan or Ohio State. Even at the end of the year after you've played them, you might be a better football team, but you're never going to get the credit. You get the sense that
now Oregon's in that conference too.
Right.
You got another one to and
here they sit. So I get the idea that we can change a narrative. And it's 2 of the old college standbys. These are the ones that they've been playing football like this for a long time. It is so perfect that these 2 teams are kicking off the semifinals in our first year of the playoff.
And that's the other side of the coin. While I say Notre Dame's not really battle tested, I mean, Penn State has played Ohio State. They have played Oregon. They lost to both.
Yeah,
those teams.
So they've been in the games and they acquitted themselves better than they have in the past, but they still haven't done it.
Yeah. They didn't get embarrassed by either one of those teams, but they still didn't get a win.
It's baby steps, man.
So
Just don't get embarrassed.
The question is, how good is Notre Dame really? And I don't think there's any way for us to know until this game is played, because I mean, beating Georgia with a backup quarterback, I don't know how much credit I can give you. I mean, if they had beaten a full strength Georgia, I'd say, okay, this is the real deal. You beat a guy making his first ever start at quarterback.
You're right. But my takeaway from the Georgia game really didn't have to do with what they did with the Georgia offense, because the Georgia offense had trouble. They couldn't run the ball all year, and it was more about their offense was capable of playing against a top-flight, fast defense, and I think.
But they didn't really do anything.
Well, they beat them, and they did enough, and that to me was always the problem with Notre Dame. Is they played the slower schools right fine, chin to chin with the big dudes. They were okay, but they always got outsped. Like faster dudes around the corner, faster return dudes, faster. Well, they played top speed defense, and they acquitted themselves well.
244 yards of offense. That's it.
Well, I'm telling you, against that Georgia defense, that's an accomplishment for Notre Dame. I walk away proud of that.
They got that kickoff return, and that was their offense. The kickoff return, and then the short field touchdown after the turnover.
So I think their offense is a little bit better than we think, because again, the best win of the season was Notre Dame on the road there in Kyle Field. And the Aggie defense, while the offense sputtered and they didn't have a quarterback, the Aggie defense for most of the season was number one in the SEC, and they moved the ball on them too. So there's more to Notre Dame than I think we give them credit, because there's not the superstar other than the known quantity of the quarterback. And they are an effective offense.
I will say Notre Dame deserves some credit, because Marcus Freeman outcoached Kirby Smart in that game. Like when they were on the field for punt formation, and they ran their guys off and ran on their offense and then got it. That was a big balls move by Freeman, and it paid off. Like that now. So if Marcus Freeman can outcoach Kirby Smart, God, James Franklin's in trouble. I'm so torn on James Franklin. There's times where he's such a good coach, and there's times when it's like, what the hell? I don't know what to think of the dude. I
can tell you this. I'd let my kid play for him. He's one of those guys that he'll make a better man, but it's the on-the-field stuff that's always been the question.
Either way, got a great matchup tonight, one way or the other. All right, let's hit a break. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you got up this morning and washed yourself clean underneath the Connecticut water-softened shower. If that was you, carry on with your day. You've already done it right. If you're like those that don't have a Connecticut or have some kind of second-rate water softener, listen close. You're not stuck with this thing. If you want to see what a Connecticut can do for you, first call should be 656 Pure. Call them right now. They're going to come out and put a Connecticut in your home and not ask a question or any kind of commitment, and they're going to leave it there for 3 months. Let you use it. Every time you turn on the faucet, every time you do your dishes, every time you grab a piece of ice out of the ice maker, you're going to see a difference. You're not going to see that white powder anymore. Your ice cube is going to be crystal clear. Your dog's going to love you even more because the water's even better for him as well. And at the end of the day, you've made an investment into your home, because it's going to keep those pipes clean. It's going to take care of your appliances. The ripple effect of your water softener goes far beyond that glass of nice tea that you enjoy. So what are you waiting on? Call Connecticut today. Let them come out there and put one in your home. And in 3 months, when you decide to get it, and you will, guess what? They're going to add a little pillow and a little something for you. A reverse osmosis drinking station right there at your kitchen sink. They got the vanities. They got the pretty versions to match your decor. And you get the benefit of having ready water right there at your sink. You're never going to need to buy another bottle of water again. It's one of those things I paid for. You'll get free, and it'll help pay for itself. What are you waiting on? Connecticut is the #1 water softener in the United States. It's made here. It's got all the awards to prove what they do. All they need is you. If you'll call them today, they'll do everything I promised you, because they've done everything they promised to me. That's Connecticut. Go to all the details, ConnecticutSA.com. Sing it while you type it. Let me tell you something. If you don't have a Connecticut, you need one. And if you got one, tell a friend. Go get one today, and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot on the northeast side on 35. We've got an accident southbound at O'Connor. It's in the right lane. We've also got the off-ramp blocked as well, so it's causing delays from Schertz Parkway. It's really the only trouble spot of the early morning, but if you do see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
South Texas College Football Headquarters. Most wonderful time of the year for fans. Bowl season is no exception. The biggest and best matchups this bowl season are brought to you by Ewald Kubota, the Break Room Bar, and Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Hear them all on South Texas' first and only FM sports station, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game, presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Hi, I'm Manny Jr. from Rock's Discount Vitamins. If you're looking to build muscle, strength, and boost athletic performance, check out our huge selection of anabolic pro-hormones. These powerful supplements provide your body with essential nutrients for muscle growth, faster recovery, fat loss, and even improved bone health and libido. Visit one of our 12 San Antonio locations or go online at rocksdiscountvitamins.com to learn more. That's rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God and you for your continued support. rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
Playoff football is in the air, and Paramount Plus is your home to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game all the way through the AFC Championship. Log into Paramount Plus from any device and stream all the dramatic postseason action. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know where he went. He just jumped up and left.
I know, right? Oh, there he is.
There he is. I don't know. He just up and ran. Well, that's all I can do to get back here in time.
There he is.
Sorry.
That's all good.
I was taking a nap, and suddenly the lights came on, and you weren't here.
I mean, what happens if I take a day off one of these days? What are you guys going to do, show up and work?
We even show up on our days off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
we
that's
just
right.
we just come in regardless.
Yeah, even if there's nothing going on, we
just come in and work.
Just come in.
Yeah.
You know.
Come in and listen to the the national programming.
Yeah, just hang out. No, we just barge in. We just cover them up.
Yeah. Start yelling. Like, you can't turn them off, so you just yell over them. Like,
kind of. Kind of like the dinner table.
That's the move. That's the move. So there you go. There's our preview of the Orange Bowl tonight. I'm going Penn State. Rob?
I like Penn State, too.
Okay.
I think top to bottom, they got a little bit more talent there, and I think that their schedule has built them for this.
Did you see the 49ers are going to release Javon Hargrave, their defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Deebo Samuel, though, they're going to keep. So it says Wednesday, John Lynch, he said the team plans to release Hargrave with a post-June 1 designation when the new league year starts. However, they do not plan on releasing Debo. Debo's under contract. He's a good player. He's done a ton for this organization.
And we paid him through the nose this year after he held out. So, yeah.
We're not in the business of letting good players out of here. What's that say about Javon Hargrave?
He looked good in a Cowboy uniform. I can tell you that. I like me some Javon Hargrave. I'd be very happy if that free agency panned out the way I'd like. And we've had some history with some 49er defensive linemen in the past. I think that it's an admittance that they overpaid, and that's the price you pay for keeping Debo. But it's also an understanding of the way the NFL works. This is an offensive league. And if it comes down to it, I'm going to keep Debo over Hargrave every time.
Post-June 1 designation means Hargrave will count $8.6 million in dead money next year and $17.5 in 2026, as opposed to a $25 million hit in 25 without the designation. So they're at least able to spread it out a little bit. He signed a 4-year, $84 million deal in 2023. Played in just 3 games this year before he hit IR with a torn right triceps.
The defense disarray. They're looking for a defensive coordinator. They're dropping Hargrave. I think that I can see where they're going to focus this offseason.
Yeah, no doubt. So they've paid a bunch of dudes, and some of them are working out. Some of them aren't.
They still got Warner and Bosa. They still got 2 of the top 6 or 7 guys in the league.
Apparently, he's also planning. Kyle Shanahan's planning. Well, he is looking for a new DC and a special teams coordinator. He's ready to promote Clay Kubiak to the offensive coordinator.
Gary's
role.
boy.
That's right. Kubiak has been a defensive quality control coach, an assistant quarterbacks coach, and the offensive passing game specialist, and is now expecting to be the offensive coordinator.
Old man Kubiak's boy, making good.
Shanahan's still going to be the de facto play caller. I mean, he's going to have the final decision, as he should. But there you go.
Did San Francisco load any Pro Bowlers? I mean, all pros?
I don't know. Have they announced the All-Pro team yet?
List hit yesterday.
I'm trying to think of who would possibly be an All-Pro from the Niners this year. I don't know. I don't think they would have any because all their best players got hurt.
Fred Warner got one on defense.
Kyle Juszczyk.
And Juszczyk.
Yeah. Fred Warner, you said?
Yeah.
And Kyle Juszczyk. Yep. That's the
offensively, Bowers took Kittle's spot. That would have been the only one I'd have thought had a chance.
Yeesh. Yeah, rough season for them. But yeah, if a fullback is the
the Cowboys managed to get a kicker on the list.
Yeah, no doubt on that one. That's something. They probably should have got a second kicker on the list.
It's the irony.
He's not first team though, right?
Who,
Aubrey?
Aubrey, your first team kicker is Chris Boswell with Pittsburgh.
So they got a kick returner on the team in Cavante Turpin. He was the only All-Pro, right?
Yep. Cowboys only All-Pro. Texans only landed one All-Pro as well. He is I thought he was the DB.
It's Derek Stingley, I believe.
Stingley, yeah, there he is.
Oof. Woof. God, and I'll say this: Lamar, first team. I'm worried they're going to do my guy dirty.
I think you're still good. I think you're still good. It is interesting and kind of sad to look at the All-Pro list, but and not see a Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman. There's been one on that list for 15 years.
Yeah,
I mean now that
Tyron Smith's gone and
Tyron's
Martin
gone, and now that Martin, who's been the last perennial guy on the list, not to have a Cowboy offensive lineman as an All-Pro, it's been a minute.
And I mean, if we saw a second, third, fourth team All-Pro, there still wouldn't be a Cowboys offensive lineman.
No, the only offensive lineman that'd make any distinction would BB might be an All-Rookie. That might be about as close as they'd get.
Yeah, pretty rough showing for that group.
That's why we're talking about whether their coach is here or not.
The rest of the All-Pros. Lamar's your quarterback, Saquon your running back, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson your wide receivers. Rob mentioned Brock Bowers, Tristan Wirfs and Penei Sewell the tackles, Joe Thuney and Chris Lindstrom your guards, Creed Humphrey from the Chiefs your center, then Chris Jones, Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Trey Hendrickson and Myles Garrett your 2 edge rushers. Both of them had phenomenal years. Trey Hendrickson especially. No T.J. Watt on your All-Pro team.
No T.J., no Micah.
Roquan Smith and Fred Warner are your linebackers. Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley, your corners. Then Xavier McKinney and Kyle Hamilton are your safeties. Boswell, your kicker. Logan Cook your punter? I would have thought Aubrey and Anger would have been in that discussion.
Did have an all-pro year. He really did.
Yeah. But, listen, when you're the Jags, your punter gets a lot of practice.
Yeah, exactly. Reps.
He's very good at it. Very, very good at it. Freedom Ride says, Penn State can't beat touchdown Jesus.
It's like you keep saying, it's a rock fight. I believe Penn State at the end of the day just is more prepared. But if Notre Dame wins, I don't think anybody would be utterly shocked.
Notre Dame's a favorite in the game. Like, they're a 1-point favorite, but they're a favorite. It's entirely possible. I don't know where their points come from, quite frankly. Like I said, watching them, like the fact that they got 2 luck box touchdowns and all they did for the rest of the game was kick 3 field goals, that's concerning to me. And now you're playing against another high-level offense or high-level defense. They're going to give you nothing easy. And I don't think they're going to make the kind of mistakes that, first of all, I don't think they're going to make the mistakes that a freshman quarterback did, losing that ball at the 9-yard line or whatever it was. And if I have to choose, is there going to be a 98-yard kickoff return or not? I'm going to guess not, every time. And then, 1 out of 100, I'm going to lose it. And last week, you would have lost it.
Do we have the crazy props for this, like we do for the Super Bowl? I think
I'm sure we got some props.
Kick return. I like that prop.
Let's see. You like that there will be one?
No, but I like the idea that I have access to it.
Let's see what's available.
Because we're going to have to find the old. Are we going to do length of national anthem? We're going to do the whole thing?
No, they're not going to do
that. We'll do that maybe for the national championship game.
They won't do that. Drew Aller, his number is set at 186 yards.
Wow, that's low.
200 is his number. Right. Riley Leonard's is 175.
I would have thought the opposite.
Give me under on Riley Leonard passing yards, 175. I don't think that happens.
I'm checking my prize picks board.
His average game this year has been 170 yards. Now I'm supposed to expect he's going to throw for 175 against Penn State in a playoff game? Come on, man.
Drew Aller, 185.5 is what I have, more or less. Riley Leonard, 163.5, more or less.
Yeah.
Well, I think I like Penn State, so I'd have to go more on that. I think they're going to win. He's going to have to throw for 200 yards.
I think so, too. And then touchdowns, Riley Leonard to throw 1 or more, minus 215. If you want Drew Aller, you have to 2 or more is plus 150. 1 or more is minus 360. So that's you got to pay the price if you just want to go, just 1. But I expect he'll have more. The rushing props are interesting to me, mostly because I don't know if Jeremiah Love's going to play, but his rushing prop is set at 40 yards. His average on the season's been 77. I was hoping to maybe get a bigger number, but I think the injury concerns about him are
what do you
notable.
have for rushing yards?
40 plus is minus 105 for Jeremiah Love. What are you seeing?
Well, I've got one of those trap bets, so you can get 79.5 at them and bet more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is at DraftKings.
Yeah.
And you like on DraftKings, it lets you. So I can't even bet these because you can't bet DraftKings here. But you can adjust if you want to bet more, you want to say he's going to have more, you can do that.
But you get better odds if you pick the high, if you pick the more.
So you can move those things around. Props for the game though, Notre Dame, their team total is set at 22.5. I'm going to go under 22.5 on Notre Dame's team total.
I would do it on both. I think that's probably appropriate for both of them. And I don't know where Penn State shouldn't be more than about 24.
They're 21.5.
21, there you go.
So I just don't. Now here's a prop I could be interested in. Penn State wins the game and pitches a shutout. 22-1.
There we go. It'd have to be over 20. But if you get
22, come on now.
Pay the piper. You get that kind of odd.
Come on.
You ain't going to get it.
Probably not.
I think there's a kickoff more likely than a shutout.
A kickoff return?
More likely than a shutout.
No way. It's just, maybe. I shouldn't say that. It's entirely. That'd be crazy if they did that again.
If a team in this environment, now we've seen plenty of shutouts in the semifinals before. That's not That's not unheard of. But in this environment, to play to get here, if you manage to pitch a shutout in a national semifinal with a team that's hot, that is a ridiculous, remarkable achievement. It's one thing to take a month off and play a semifinal game and get blasted. It's another thing to play two playoff games and then get shut out.
What about this prop? Neither team to score 20 points plus 550.
Far more likely. Far more likely.
That seems like a good bet.
Yes.
Plus 550.
That would be something that would entice me, but I'd have to wrap it with something else weird. I wouldn't go alone.
Neither team to score 15 points, 13 to 1.
That's too low.
Okay. So 20 at plus 550. You can still get plus money. Neither team scores 25 points. Plus 160. So there's still plus money with neither team scoring 25. I don't think either team scores 25, quite frankly.
That's so low. I can't going back to now. The weather's fine, right? I mean,
Weather's
looking
fine.
like there's no rain in this. We're looking at under 40 points or at 44.
Yeah. And I love the under. I like the under better than I like a side.
I feel like that, but I'm going to stick with Penn State, and I'm going to fall on their side when it comes to some of those unders and overs. I think they're going to score a little bit more than that.
How about overtime in a game that's a pick'em game?
As likely, that's the kind of thing I would wrap.
Overtime, yes, pays 12 to 1.
And if we're talking about under 40 like that, yeah, the likelihood is pretty high.
Here's a prop I love. Largest lead of the game, over under 16.5 points.
Under.
Way under.
Run with that. No team is going to be over.
I don't think so either.
No way. I'm doing that one right now.
That's a good bet right there.
We did it for you. We helped you out.
Now we've found the play.
Because tomorrow's numbers are going to be ridiculous. It's going to be such a different football game.
It is going to be a different game. It could be a million points scored in that game. I don't really know. I'll have to dig into it more tonight. But, yeah, it's going to look a lot different than this game. That's all I know. It'll be indoors on a fast track. This game's going to be outdoors, 50 degrees. It's going to look a lot different.
I'm happy because somebody's going to be muddy and dirty. That's all I want. I want one game to feel like a college football game when I was like 9 years old.
Well, that's what Notre Dame Penn State is.
Can they put on tearaway jerseys too? Can we go back to the old school stuff?
Can we have everybody in a neck roll?
Neck roll? Tearaway jerseys. Can we do that?
All right. We'll be back. Last hour of the show coming up.
A neck roll.
It's the Morning Huddle of 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Turns out those cause.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. Every day, ZipRecruiter helps people who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's football season, and now you can get anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. Well, almost anything. You can't get a running back, but baby back ribs? Yes. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my superhydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot on the northeast side on 35. We've got an accident southbound at O'Connor. It's in the right lane. We've also got the off-ramp blocked as well, so it's causing delays from Schertz Parkway. It's really the only trouble spot of the early morning, but if you do see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Spurs fell last night in Milwaukee, 121-105. Damian Lillard paced the Bucks with 26 points and 8 assists. The Freak had 25 and 16. The NFL is monitoring the situation in Pacific Palisades and Greater Los Angeles very closely, though the wild card game scheduled with the Rams and Vikings is still planned to go off on Monday evening. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nine o'clock, baby. Final hour of the program here. Claymore says 34-23 Notre Dame.
Wow, he likes offense in this one.
Ooh-wee. Penn State has allowed more than 30 points once this season, and that was to Oregon. Something tells me Notre Dame is not Oregon when it comes to offensive prowess. Notre Dame's a poverty offense. Let's just call it what it is. Like
It's not poverty.
It is poverty. Their offense is gross.
A&M's offense was poverty offense. They were relying on the kindness of strangers. Notre Dame, Penn State, they can both move the ball. They're just not extraordinarily score happy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say poor. I know poverty. This ain't poverty.
All right. They ain't scoring. I write it down now. They ain't scoring 34 points.
No, they ain't that
They
rich.
might play this game 3 times before they score 34 total points.
No.
Like,
Got them all together.
They got a little bit of money. I ain't saying they're wealthy. But they ain't poor.
Not a poverty offense.
I've been
All right.
poor. I know what that looks like. 3 yards and a cloud of dust on your third-string quarterback. That's poverty, man.
Yeah. A quarterback who can't throw the ball downfield. So it's like, what do we do now?
Let's just pretend. Let's act like we're gonna.
And the announce team is still acting like this guy's the next big thing. I see a lot of Jaden Daniels in his game.
Yeah.
Are my eyeballs broken?
So yeah. You guys can plead poverty. I've lived it. You guys, you're all right. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll have a deep dive into the Texas-Ohio State game tomorrow. No point in digging in too deep today. I like that they're doing this also, that they've got 2 standalone games. That's pretty
Smart
cool.
move. I mean, they're giving us what we want day after day, and what the NCAA has done that even the NFL can't do is there is one show tonight. That's it.
That's it, man.
There's one show.
Oh, the NFL can do that.
Well, I mean, but there's always like 2. I mean, we always have 2 playoff games until we get to the championship games. Singular alone on a Thursday night?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something the NFL would dream of.
Oh, yeah. Well, singular alone on a Thursday night, the NFL does every single week.
Yes, but we have not. No one can do what they've done. But college football has finally found a place to kind of horn in on it.
I was going to say, mind you, what do you think has better ratings? I'm just going to pick a random week. Week 5's Thursday night football game.
Okay.
Or Notre Dame Penn State. What will have higher ratings?
Oh, week 5 NFL game.
Isn't that crazy to think about? God, we are so NFL obsessed, and rightfully so.
It's funny you bring this up. I saw yesterday a listing of the top 20, the most viewed shows of 2024. And, of course, as always, it's always the NFL. But one thing that did stick out with me, and I need to find the actual number, but the women's college basketball game, the Caitlin Clark South Carolina game, outdrew any other NBA game last year.
That's wild.
That is. Now, it was only one off, and it was only one night. But it did kind of tell us where we're going.
I made $900 on that game. Really? Yeah. That's the biggest lady basketball bet I've ever made in my life.
Nice.
Anything over about $5 would have set that record.
But. Yeah, I honestly don't think I'd ever bet $100 on a WNBA game, or a lady basketball game. But I said, there's no way that everybody who's going up to a sports book today is saying, "Give me Caitlin Clark, give me Caitlin Clark," even though that South Carolina team was way better. And I said, you have to bet South Carolina. You have to. And they dog walked that. And it was so painfully obvious that nobody else on Iowa's team would have even they wouldn't have even been on the floor for South Carolina.
Right.
Like, it was 5 versus 1. Like, South Carolina's third kid off the bench was better than Iowa's second best player, and it was obvious from the very jump. And I only bet $900 because that was the limit that the sportsbook would give me on a lady basketball college game.
Well, they're going to have to start up in their take because it was there.
People wanted to watch it.
Just one. But college football was certainly there. They still out.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Yeah. I mean, football's football, dude. But the NFL is where it's at. That Week 5 game, by the way, was Tampa at Atlanta, an overtime win for the Falcons. That's the game where Cousins threw for 509 yards
and then lost his mojo. That was it. He shot his wad right there. He spent all his money.
509, 4 touchdowns. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Kirk Cousins!" And then by the end of the season, he's benched for a rookie.
Wow.
Benched for a rookie coming off a torn ACL. They're like, "Yeah, enough of you, Kirk Cousins."
But he's going to look good in a Jet uniform next year.
Probably, or he'll be the Cowboys' backup.
Yeah.
Either way, life will be good for Kirk Cousins. Life's always good.
Playing for like $1. Yeah, he's going to get $1 for the team. He's going to get that Russell Wilson. What's the least we can pay?
And he'll be wearing an outfit from Target. Like, he's just he's just a regular dude. Yeah. Claymore says the women are mad at Caitlin Clark missing an opportunity to capitalize on marketing or rooting for her and hope she wins a chip with the
Thank
Indiana
you,
Fever.
Claymore. the aggravation and anger, we've gotten away from that WNBA season, but it reminded me so much of what happened in the NBA with Bird in the early years, where they just could not accept the fact that, look, he is helping the game, they're elevating, and everybody's boat will rise if we'll just accept the fact that maybe somebody can be good at sports too, somebody else.
Yeah, but I also think there's something to, if I'm the best player in the NBA or in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark, let's say Caitlin Clark right now is the 10th best. Like Asia Wilson is easily the best player in the WNBA. So if I'm Asia Wilson and I see Caitlin Clark getting all this love and making all this money, I see how I could be frustrated by that.
You keep your jealousy to yourself, knowing full well she's making you money too.
Yeah, but I could see, like, I've been doing this longer and better than she ever has. Why is she getting all this love? And let's face it, we know what the answer is. And I could see that peeving people. I'd probably be peeved by that.
But you keep it to yourself and go get a raise.
Yeah. And Claymore says she's actually damn good at this basketball. She is, but she's not the best at it. And she's getting treated like the best. So I see the frustration of it. But you're right. Without her, no one gives a damn. And there's nothing worse than people not caring about your sport at all.
If you want to be seen as a WNBA basketball player, you know how you get seen? You stand next to Caitlin. If you want to be seen and you want to be famous, you stand next to Caitlin. It sucks, but it's true.
Apathy is the worst thing that can happen to a sport. And right now, Major League Baseball would kill for a steroid-driven Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa home run chase that people cared about. Even if it cost them in the long run, because right now people are apathetic about the game. Caitlin Clark has made it where people actually care about lady basketball, and yeah, like as someone who, when I build the show, I'm like, what are people talking about? What do people want to discuss? The fact that lady basketball even comes into the picture at all it's never happened. I've been doing sports radio for 20 years. I've never before had to consider, people are talking about this. Well, people want to talk about lady basketball.
And
this
in
is
about
the first time
3
in my
months, we'll be back on the rat wheel.
Yeah, no doubt. And Gilbert says, my 8-year-old daughter actually watched basketball because of Caitlin.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so did a lot of adult men. I mean, we tuned in. Good, bad, and different reasons can all vary, but we watched.
I got news for you guys, and a lot of men hate this. But this is the truth. There's a lot more people watching the NFL now because of Taylor Swift than were watching 2 years ago. And you can say, well, that's ridiculous, but that's just the facts. And it's weird,
humbling.
and it is. It's like
humbling.
you've got to be like, really, that?
Because the NFL, we just joked like, hey, the NFL's giving some room to somebody else, and they got knocked down a peg by a mid-20s female singer.
Yeah, anytime you really think like, oh, Patrick Mahomes is a megastar,
not even close.
It's not like Patrick Mahomes isn't a half the star that Taylor Swift is, and it's hard for sports people to wrap their head around that. But it's just the facts, and like when sports goes beyond sports guys, like when people know what's going on in sports who aren't sports people. That's when it's it's big. Yep. You know what I mean? Right. Like I always say, if my mom knows what's going on, it's a big story. Yeah. If my wife is talking about you say the same thing. If your wife's talking like the Joy Taylor thing,
it matters.
If your wife's talking about Joy, if your wife's like, did you hear about this Joy Taylor thing? That's a big story. Yeah. That's when it becomes a story. So and that's what we're looking for. So God bless Caitlin Clark. How about that?
God bless Caitlin.
And for equal time, God bless Asia Wilson and the Angel Reese with her.
God bless Angel Reese and her beautiful eyelashes.
God
and
bless
rebounding prowess.
Angel's eyelash worker. My goodness.
God bless her.
Yeah. Hell of a job that's got to be to put those on.
Run against that. It means a lot. That's built-in wind resistance.
Oof. Incredible athleticism to be able to play basketball with those things. All right. We are running down to it. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the world outside of sports. So if you're against Motley Crue and Van Halen, you might want to tune out for a segment, because that's not that we're going to talk Motley Crue and Van Halen, but we're going to talk about some things that are happening outside the sports world. Now I'm going to tell you about SA Card House. I went down to SA Card House last night. By the way, San Antonio's premier card house, 281 in Bitters. And I played in that $50K guaranteed tournament, and there were 37 of us. Only the top 10% of every flight make it to day 2 on Sunday. Your boy's playing in day 2 on Sunday. I made the final 4, so I'm in. I'm going to get my share of that $50K. Who's coming? Who's coming with me? That's what I want to know. Who's coming with me? There's another flight tonight, 6 p.m. There are 2 on Friday at noon and 6, and then there are 3 on Saturday, 12, 5, and 9, all leading up to that Sunday tournament where there's 30-minute levels, and $50K is going to be divvied up amongst the people playing on Sunday. I'm hoping to get a good chunk of it. I'll settle for like 10. I'd be happy with that. That'll work for me. You guys can split up the rest. But either way, it's the top card house in San Antonio for a reason. Great players, great dealers, great environment, great vibes, and great food. If you haven't, I had the shrimp fried rice last night, chef's kiss, and I had my usual beverage of choice, which is Buffalo Trace neat. Make it a double. That's the way to go. But they do have a great bar as well. So stop by, check it out. They've got tournaments every single night. They've got cash games going 24/7. When I drive in the morning, parking lot's full of people playing cash. That's it. You can always do it at SA Card House. Check them out, SA_Card House on Instagram. We'll give you the tournament schedules, and I will see you on the tables.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you get into your midday commute, 1604 eastbound Bulverde Road, that's a stall. It's off to the shoulder. On 35 southbound, that off-ramp to O'Connor. Now, that's some road work that's blocking the exit ramp. It's got you stop and go. And downtown 35 upper level, southbound that connector to westbound I-10. Guardrail repair work continues, so we do have the roadway reduced to 1 lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Oh, Downy in the rinse straight. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Hey guys, it's AJ from the Morning Huddle. Between us, when you hit a certain age, things start to feel a little off, right? You're tired all the time, your energy's low, maybe even your drive isn't what it used to be. And a lot of that comes down to testosterone. And trust me, It can happen to the best of us. That's where Game Day Men's Health comes in. They know how we feel, and they make it easy. Game Day Men's Health is over there on Bassey Road, across from the quarry. Their office has a relaxed man cave vibe, and they've built a 3-step process that's quick and designed just for us. First, get your T levels checked. Free testosterone test at their in-house lab. Then, you meet with a licensed provider to create a customized plan. And finally, you'll get those fast weekly treatments. After a month, you're going to notice a difference. More energy, better mood, and a kick in your libido. Don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. Call Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691. That's 210-900-3691. Feel better, be better at Game Day.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now, sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline, no waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Ice. Morning Huddle, 94.1.
David Lee Roth, one of the best talk singers of all time.
Yeah.
He's a talking singer.
Yeah.
He and Johnny Cash are the two best to ever do it.
Oh, yeah.
Talking singers.
Porch pirating, I'm against.
Well, it depends. I like watching videos of porch pirates getting blown up by fake boxes. I like that.
I like when they get splattered with poo or paint.
I'm for that.
I like the one where they have they take it to the house and you hear it clicking, like they put like some kind of device in there.
You hear them opening it.
Yeah. And there's a camera on it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that's the only thing that's good for porch pirates is the videos.
Well, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, porch pirating was too hard for a handful of Utes. Did you say Utes? Broward Sheriff's Office deputies said they caught 4 men stealing packages directly from a FedEx facility at the airport.
Wow.
Instead of
eliminate the middleman, go straight to the source. I like that.
Yeah, you know who doesn't have Ring cameras? The FedEx warehouse. Ha! They still got caught. Datari Francois, Devin Matthew Holmes, Devin Montrell Holmes. A
lot of Devins.
Appear to be brothers. And Michael Bernard Torrance, all between the ages of 21 and 25, have been arrested. And according to the arrest report, deputies from the agency's burglary apprehension team were surveilling the facility. Apparently, there had been a rash of thefts there that totaled about $6 million over the recent months. So they'd been watching it.
It's a lot of Temu stuff.
And it appears that it was these guys' first try at doing this.
I had a cousin who was
bad
successful.
timing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had there had been $6 million of thefts here in the last few weeks, but apparently there have been. But yeah, it is wise, I think, to skip the middleman. That's it was a good idea in theory, but didn't quite work out the way that they thought it would. Let's see what else is going on in the world. Roads on your GPS. You got to be careful with your GPS because sometimes it doesn't know everything.
Have you ever been driving and it thinks you're in the middle of a field?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, a driver in Keystone, Colorado, apparently was following his GPS and took a wrong turn, and
the sudden deceleration after that wrong turn off a mountain?
He was on a ski slope.
Oh.
Which apparently the GPS had the ski slope marked as a road, which, maybe it is during the summer months, but in Keystone, Colorado in January, it is indeed I don't know if it's a black diamond. I would hope not. But I think he'd have a hard time traversing that. It looks like he's driving a Honda Accord. No, it's an Audi. Just kidding.
Well, at least that all-wheel drive.
Yeah, I do think he would have had a hard time finishing the descent, which they say it would be really scary to go down the hill, but it's really not going down that hurts. It's like whatever makes you stop really fast. That's what'll hurt you. That's what Sonny Bono taught us.
That sudden stop really gets you.
Yeah, Sonny Bono was like, man, the quick stop is really way more painful than the fall. But it's usually you don't live to talk about it. At least that's the upside to falling down a mountain.
Was it in the dark?
Sonny Bono?
No, the dude that was driving on the mountain.
I don't know. The pictures are all in the light.
Well, so some of it I'll blame. I mean, you're blameless if you're following Google Maps and it says take a right.
Yeah.
And it's in the dark, you follow it. If it's in the light and you're turning onto a ski slope,
they have some sense.
Overturn, maybe check Apple. Maybe find another map service.
Listen, people are dumb.
No, they're not.
In general, people are dumb.
No, they're not.
Yeah, we make bad choices.
I'm going to go boating on the Gulf of America tomorrow.
There's all-out war in Thailand between, and this is my nightmare.
My Shaolin style.
Human and monkey.
Oh, my monkey style.
Oh, man.
My monkey style.
That is a terrifying style.
Coming from two silverbacks.
A war has been launched on a troop of 200 aggressive monkeys. Thailand is famous because they're famous for having wild monkeys around the streets.
Oh, I thought it was the ladyboys.
That too.
Oh.
That too. I'm a little bit afraid of monkeys, quite frankly.
I am too, man. Really? I don't want anything to do with a monkey.
I don't mind a monkey.
No, I don't want a monkey.
What I don't want is a group of monkeys coming together.
No.
Because monkeys want to overtake us.
They're going to take my shoes and stick stuff in my ears.
Let's think about this for a second. We all know the truth. What's the second most, like outside of humans?
Okay.
The second most advanced species is ape. We agree with that? Maybe dolphin has a say.
Dolphin might have
but they live they've got their own world.
Thumb. They don't even have a thumb.
Let's land fight, dolphin. What are we going to
bring it?
You know what I mean?
But we know monkeys, the sapiens.
Yes,
they are our next.
They're our biggest competition.
Yeah, we beat them and we're lapping them. But
sure, we're ahead,
and they're mad at us for it.
But in a large group.
I have nothing. No, I don't want anything to do with monkeys. Even if
could
they look
overtake
cute,
us.
Even the little diapered monkeys on leashes still freak me out, man. They're going to stick something in my ears.
Over 200 monkeys charged into a police station in the town of Lopburi in central Thailand.
I've seen this movie.
Rather than going on a monkey massacre, the authorities have come up with a different plan. Apparently, they've tried this before. And the Thai people hold a reverence for the monkeys, so they don't want to just kill them, but they do plan to neuter up to 100 of them to regulate the population. Last year, 122 of them were sterilized, with another 100 lined up for the procedure in the coming months.
Now that's a job.
So is it called a vasectomy?
I'm not sure what they call it. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the thing. Oh, you want to take over our police station, huh? Well, we'll take your balls.
There you go.
Down in South Texas, down in Dilley, we got a roving monkey troop.
Do we really?
We got rabid Dilley monkeys down there. About 50 years. There was in Kyoto, Japan, back in the 70s.
Kyoto.
They had a monkey problem just like this.
Hey.
They had a monkey problem. The monkeys were running all over Kyoto, eating all the sushi. I don't know. They put them in a van. and drove them here. And they put them down in
To Dilley, Texas?
And there's about 500 monkeys down on the ranch down there.
Son of a bitch.
Roving Kyoto Japanese monkeys.
I'm telling you, in a large group,
I don't trust them.
They could take us over.
I don't like Germans when they all get together and they get motivated and start talking about stuff. That concerns me. And a bunch of motivated, active monkeys also. I've seen that movie as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't end well.
I've seen all of them.
Charlton Heston doesn't work out well for him.
And now I know Nosferatu moves to Germany. Nosferatu. I have a home picked out in Germany.
El Cucuy.
El Cucuy.
Just call me Cucuy.
Yeah. Well, that means the boogeyman, right? Is that yeah. Hey, man.
Hey.
It sounds scarier than boogeyman.
The Cucuy is far more frightening looking, even though I'm not sure what it looks like, than Nosferatu.
Well, the boogeyman is supposed to be whatever scares you. It should be very personal.
So
right. Like if you're afraid of clowns, that's the boogeyman.
So it's my wife.
It's your wife after you show up 30 minutes late to your planned date night.
Yeah, see?
Except she's uglier and heavier than you know her.
Yeah.
So there's even if I fix this, now I'm going to have sex with an ugly fat version of my wife. Damn it.
Unfortunately, that's real life for her. I am the uglier, fatter version of me, sadly. Sadly, she got stuck with the other version, not the one I promised her.
Yeah.
I'm still the before. I never quite got to the after.
Oh, Dr. Torres is disappointed to hear
I'm trying, man. I'm progressing.
Dr. Torres is disappointed to hear that.
He can only control the weight. There's so many other problems.
That's true. Yeah. That is true. The man arrested for Tupac's murder 30 years later, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis.
Patsy.
He was arrested and charged with murder following his own confession.
Patsy.
Well, now he's decided to change his tone. On Monday, his attorney filed a motion to dismiss all charges against his client. The motion claims egregious constitutional violations were made in the 27-year delay in prosecuting the murder. Well, he didn't confess until 27 years after the murder. Right. Additionally, Carl Arnold, the attorney, alleges a lack of evidence and the failure to honor Davis's immunity agreement is more than enough grounds to toss the case. So apparently they gave him an immunity agreement to...
Just tell us what happened. We just want to know. We're not going to prosecute.
I can't imagine
just
they would do
us.
that. Yeah. Did you do it?
Just want to know. Oh, if you did it, you probably deserved it.
Yeah. Well.
Do you think he did it?
I have no idea.
I read his confession. He was in it. He was around it.
He's in the area.
He was in the room. I don't know if he pulled the trigger, but he was part of it.
I'll be honest. If I did kill Tupac, I wouldn't want to go to prison with people knowing it, because Tupac people are my age now.
He's got a fair amount of
and there's plenty of those, plenty of people my age in prison who
with nothing to lose.
Yeah, who are big, like probably have Tupac poetry written on their cell walls.
Or tattooed.
Wear primarily red.
I don't want to be that guy. All right. When we come back, we'll do what we always do to wrap up the show and take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Arasti, we have Dr. Jason Garrett with us every Wednesday. And Arasti is professional level treatment that's available to the average public. Arasti is is provided to professional athletes. Tony Parker, Becky Hammond were Arasti users because it got them back in the game quicker than anything else. And you have access to that right now. What I'm talking about is people that are living in pain. If you've got something that is keeping you out of life, something so painful you just won't do things, stop it. There's fix out there, and it has nothing to do with something that just prolongs the pain, like medication that hides it, and it'll come back as soon as it wears off, or some kind of treatment program that's long-term, slow fix. I'm talking about getting your pain fixed as fast as possible without the use of narcotics or anything else like that. Arasti works. There are providers all around San Antonio. I'm a proud patient, along with thousands of your friends and cohorts, because it works. They accept most insurances, and here's the good news. You never need a referral to go see an Arasti provider. All you got to do is make that call. And the number is 1-800 404-6050. Now, why is it so successful, and why do so many people go? One is because the lack of need for medications or long, drawn-out treatment programs. It's your body fixing itself, and it works remarkably well. So if you're dealing with lower back issues, sprains or strains, frozen shoulder, maybe it's tension, headaches, or the tension things that build up in your body, all things Arasti can fix and fix fast. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. The fix is out there. It's called Arasti. Call them today. They're going to take care of you, and when they do, come on by and thank me later.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey guys, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Have you avoided getting your T levels checked? Why continue to live with low energy or low libido potentially caused by low testosterone? Make a New Year's resolution and go to Synergenics. Their personalized TRT goes beyond standard treatments, and they have GLP-1 weight loss options as well. For current patients, Synergenics offers a $150 referral credit whenever you refer a new patient. Get started. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com. SYNERGENX health.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is one of the most trusted names in personal injury law across the state of Texas. We have Jose here with the Gomez Law Firm to share what makes working with your firm different than others in the area.
You know, we pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that.
Thank you to the Gomez Law Firm for continuing to fight for our community. The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio.
If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm.
Visit joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com for one of the most trusted names in personal injury.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those three massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
I heard the boys this morning on the Morning Huddle talking about people that get divorced now in North Korea have to go to a labor camp for 6 months.
How much do you really want to get away from her?
Exactly. I think I would have done that.
First one or second?
Second.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How do you want it? How do you feel? That's a white boy version.
Yeah.
I got really good at rapping and then just stopping anytime the N-word was coming up.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't. Yeah.
I would just
Would you reverse yourself? Like, yes?
No, I would just break into total silence and burst right back into it.
That's
and I do that even in the car by myself.
We've discussed this. It's called a WPP.
What is that?
A white people problem.
Yeah, it really is.
I can't. I'm sorry. I wish I could sing the lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm feeling them. I'm with you. I
do
just
it
can't.
all.
I know what they say.
I know what they mean. I'm with you. I'm down, but I can't.
I vibe real hard until that word comes
with
up,
you.
and then it's
I get it.
full silence, and then
And
back
then
to
just
it.
resume the party.
It's a
right back
skill
in.
to be able to dive right back in. And sometimes it's not even on the one. It's in the mid beat, and you still got to dive right in. It's not easy.
What I don't want is to be doing that, and then some black guys pulled up next to me, and I'm saying the word, and now I'm like,
no.
Or he's waiting for it. It's coming up.
He's
It's coming up in the lyric. It's coming up.
oh, and he's watching me.
Yeah.
He's hoping. He's like, you gonna do it, white boy?
And I just turn at him and pause.
You gonna
and
do
then
it?
dive right in.
You're
No,
not,
only clean versions here.
you're not gonna say it, are you?
Yeah, I
Are you
do
white boy?
I do the Walmart version.
I had to tell my son. It's like my son put on Instagram you can have the like an away message at the I don't know how to do it. I haven't done it, but at the top there's like people will put like a little message that's just there, and you can have a song playing, and I clicked on his, and it's a song, and it had a lyric.
Wu-Tang, was he?
No, but it had a lyric with the N-word in it, and I was like, I texted him like, dude,
sorry, bro, can't do that.
Take that down. Yeah. And he's like, what?
I'm not mad at you.
And I was
Just
like,
can't do it.
I was like, you just can't do it. Like, he's like, it's not me saying it.
I know it's the rules.
And I'm like,
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, he doesn't understand.
You can't.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna. And plus, you got like,
There's a million other songs.
who knows who's looking at his page?
Yeah.
Like, his page is supposed to be just for baseball coaches and stuff like that to look
Even
at.
then,
Like,
can't do it.
That's the worst people to have see.
Can't do it.
Like, have some sense in your head. But yeah, the self.
Did we manage to get Tweaker edited correctly?
LeAngelo Ball's new song.
LeAngelo's new bumping vibe. It's kind of hard. See, this is how I have to rap. Yep.
Yeah. You're like, give a.
You think Dame Lillard's mad? Think Dollar Dame's mad?
Yeah.
After all these years, LeAngelo busts one. He's already number one.
Yeah. And Shaq.
Oh yeah.
You mean Fushnickens?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, Shaq really had it. Like Shaq thought he was like the lost Wu-Tang Clan member. Except
he
he
had
just
that. What was it? Oh, I have it right here.
Jabberwocky?
No, this one. Let me see.
Shaq just wasn't good at rapping.
No, but he
No,
tried.
it was this one right here. Hold on, I have it. Here it is. Let's see. Here it goes.
Oh.
This came out in like '92, I think.
You don't have to. You don't even have to play any lyrics. It's that background sound that is so mid '90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please. Music, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He stuck to his day job. I'm glad.
Yeah. Well, now he's a commercial star.
He's a shill.
Did you hear Jason Whitlock talking about Joy Taylor?
Oh my
I wish.
I'm surprised we went there, but I'm not surprised what Whitlock said.
I mean, I kind of was.
Why?
Now, Jason Whitlock, who used to be a coworker,
he's in Kansas City still, right?
he does his own thing now, but he used to work at Fox,
and he did some.
He's
he
got
was a writer.
podcast now.
Yeah.
It's called Fearless. But he's like, everybody's talking about Joy Taylor, and he said, not to exonerate Skip Bayless or Charlie Dixon or Emmanuel Acho. I'm just telling you the reality that Joy Taylor is a symbol of this whole feminist movement, this whole Black Queens movement, this whole DEI movement, the whole sharing everything with women, and there's got to be a woman host on all these shows. Now, in a way, like there is something to that. There is a lot. There's a trend of more women being involved in sports talk, and there
should be. They were locked out a long time, but you have to have the talent.
But the question is, like, is it? Do you just force a woman in? Is that
sometimes you have to? Sometimes you put people in places that they might not be quite ready for, but you have to turn the tide.
It seems okay. Well,
I mean, it's not right or wrong. It just is.
But he says that's why so many people are celebrating Joy Taylor being exposed. Why is he said, of course he makes it political. Why do so many people feel she's just another version of Kamala Harris? Which, by the way, just my opinion, Joy Taylor, much hotter than Kamala Harris. Much hotter.
Yep. I think that would objectively would be.
This is a quote. What I'm about to read is a quote.
And that's not your quote.
From Jason Whitlock.
Yes.
I hadn't even noticed these things about Joy Taylor. So this is what Jason Whitlock noticed. She has run around putting herself on a pedestal and wagging her finger at everybody else and talking about all that she's overcome when she's really overcome nothing. And she should have spent all her time talking to people about how grateful she was to get the opportunities that she's been given, and that she jumped in line because of those big cans and peanut butter skin and her willingness, according, to share those big cans and peanut butter skin. I didn't even. Does Joy Taylor have big cans and I just didn't notice?
Yes.
Does she have peanut butter skin? Is she beautiful also?
Yes.
I hadn't even noticed.
I don't think anybody would dispute that.
I just looked
She'll
at her.
tell you she's beautiful, too.
I looked at her like I look at every other sports talker. I was just there for her opinions on sports matches. I didn't even notice that she had big boobies. I didn't like that's.
Whitlock did.
Yeah. What a pig. No wonder he's out of the business.
Well, I can say this, and I'm not going to comment on another person's life other than anybody who didn't see this coming. Anybody who's been in the industry and is surprised by this little story.
Yeah.
Was willfully ignorant. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. I will say, listen, I've said for a long time, I do think there are women who are really good at.
Fabulously talented. Far more talented than I will ever be.
Yep.
And there's a lot of them out there.
Look at all that talent right there.
I did always say, like, if Joy Taylor wasn't hot and didn't have a famous brother, she would not have nearly the opportunity she's had, because I don't think she's any good. Now, again, I think there are women who are very good. What's the bald chick that comes on ESPN sometimes to talk hoops?
She's the bald chick that does.
I don't know her name, but she's good at talking hoops. What's the softball gal's name that?
I'm not.
Jessica
the fact
Mendoza
that I don't know
is
her name, I don't know the guys' names either. So I know who you're talking about, and
Mendoza.
Mendoza, she got her stuff down.
I like it.
We can go on and on, but when this happens, we go. She brings everybody else down.
Yeah.
Because if even moderately good looking and you're in this industry, how'd you sleep your way to the top?
Now, I will say this. I don't have a problem. I'm unsurprised that she did, she's a hot chick. She's around a bunch of famous dudes. It's not surprising that one of them.
I don't give a damn about who she's sleeping
with.
But it's the things that she was implying that she would do because of what she was doing.
That's criminal.
Yes.
The idea that she was like going to, if you got caught, you were just going to accuse the guy of rape. You should go to jail for that, quite frankly.
Keep in mind, the people that are going to prosecute that are the very people that she's,
right.
Middle-aged dudes. And the middle-aged dude that's going to prosecute that goes, that could have been me. That could have been my brother. That could have been somebody I know. And you're going to take them down?
But
fullest extent of the law.
Is there a jury of 12 who will look at those big cans and peanut butter skin and say, yep, she's guilty? I don't think so.
Nah.
What's a hot chick going to go to prison? No way.
I've seen those movies. They're pretty good.
Well,
and they don't look hot in court either. They have no makeup on and stuff.
Oh, yeah. She would. She'd had to, dowage herself out.
Yeah.
She'd have to come in as a nun.
She looked like Pamela Anderson.
Casey Anthony killed her kid and got let go. Like, Joy Taylor's, she ain't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, she'll be running the network.
Yeah. She might get a promotion.
She'll be over Fox before we're done.
They'll be like, oh, she was going to accuse him of rape. That was really clever. Let's put her in the ideas meetings. Let's see what she can do.
You think you could put me in a position where you could accuse me of rape?
What if we did sleep together and you did accuse me
and I gave you that promotion? What would happen?
What?
Let's just see. Let's just play this thing out.
How would that work out exactly? With your peanut butter skin
and your big cans.
Your big cans.
That's a song.
Who says cans anyway?
1950.
Those are headphones. That's why in radio terms,
Jason, did Jason Whitlock forget the term jugs?
Yeah, jugs is it. Isn't there a magazine after that?
Hooters Jugs.
Yeah.
Is there a magazine called Cans?
No.
I guarantee you there was.
I
guarantee you.
Biggins is the.
There's another one. Biggins.
That's from Married with Children.
Yeah.
That's the magazine in Married with Children, the Al Bundy's magazine.
It's right behind Cans.
Biggins. What a great name for a magazine. All right, let's do what we always do and talk about the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The Minnesota Timberwolves are 5.5-point favorites on the road in Orlando. You know how I feel about Orlando as a dog and as a home dog. I have to be on the Magic here. I'm done going against the Magic voodoo. Like it is actual magic that they've got. Oh, all of our players are hurt. It doesn't matter. We're going to win the game anyway. Now I'm catching 5.5 points. I have to back the Magic here, I think.
I'm turning into the I keep waiting for it to end. I keep waiting for them to realize we shouldn't be this good, and it just collapses. But they'll ride the wave. I'd stay with it until they realize they shouldn't be winning these games.
The Golden State Warriors hit the road. They are 2.5-point underdogs in Detroit.
Talk about times they are a-changing.
Man, Detroit basketball got it figured out, seems like. And where are they at in the standings right now, Detroit? Are they in the playoff conversation?
No, they're not there yet. Let me find them.
I mean, it feels like they're tracking better than the Spurs are right now. They are 19-18. They are currently the 8 seed.
They're right with the Spurs
in
right
the Eastern Conference.
There we go.
Man, Detroit basketball. Who saw that coming? Certainly not me.
The world is better when Detroit's playing ball.
5 straight wins, 8 of their last 10 for the Pistons.
So the Spurs are counter to that. They're streaking. They're falling.
Yeah. Lost 3 straight. Yeah, Detroit's got it going on.
Remember when we were above 500? Remember those good old days?
I remember the glory days. I remember those glory days. Oh, glory days. Toronto Raptors catching 15.5 on the road.
Doesn't matter.
In Cleveland.
Take Cleveland and run away with it, man.
God, I can't bet. I can't, with a good conscience, bet the Cavs. This is the spot of all spots where you'd want to fade the Cavaliers, coming off their biggest win of the year on a back-to-back, playing against a crumb bum team. Everybody who goes to the window in Vegas, every guy who's reaching into their fanny pack to pull out $20 is saying, "I'll take the Cleveland Cavaliers, please."
Yes, because they're going to cover. They could sit 2 dudes, and the exhibition they put on last night, they could come in at 60% and handle Toronto.
Now, remember, the guys with fanny packs don't own giant casinos in the desert.
That's true.
The casinos do.
This is one of those
Mr. Caesar and
your
Mr.
money.
MGM do.
But did you see what the Knicks did to Toronto last week? I mean, Toronto they've already officially put on notice that after they saw the 3-dribble full court dunk from Cooper Flagg over the weekend, they're out. We are going to mail this in for the rest of the season and acquire ping pong balls.
Toronto and Utah fighting over a white boy makes the most sense ever. Like
Canadian.
We want that white guy.
No, he's white.
No, he's ours.
We're white up here. We're going to be your 51st state.
We're literally the Great White North.
Give us Cooper Flagg.
The Rockets 1-point favorites on the road in Memphis. Ooh, who's Memphis sitting that Memphis would be a home dog to the Rockets? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I would lean to the Grizzle in that matchup. How about this? The very, very shorthanded Dallas Mavericks, 8-point favorites hosting the Blazers.
I thought they were going to be down day before yesterday. They handled their business. They're like Orlando. They just know how to win games.
Hawks catching 6 on the road in Phoenix.
Stupid Hawks.
But I mean,
they're helping us now.
6-point dogs
against
a team outside the playoffs.
They figured out who they are.
The Heat laying 5.5 in Utah. I don't want to back the Heat as a road favorite right now. There's no way I can do it.
No joy in Mudville.
And the Charlotte Hornets catching 9, going to the Lakers, where they'll face LeBron and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis with his big cans and peanut butter skin. Anthony Davis.
Did you see one of that the other Ball brother got a writing credit on that Tweaker song?
Lonzo
I think they all brothers got. I think all three did.
LaMelo,
LiAngelo, and Lonzo. I think it was LaMelo got the writing.
Okay.
Credit, yeah.
It must suck to be LiAngelo.
Well,
like your two brothers are like really good basketball players, and
he's a rapper.
You went to UCLA, and before you even played a game,
oh, that's right, he got popped in China.
You stole sunglasses in China.
That's right. But he wasn't alone, wasn't he? With Shaq's boy.
I don't know who it was, but you're a millionaire. Why are you stealing sunglasses in China? I always like when Brittany Griner got arrested for having weed in Russia. Like, I'm not afraid to travel with marijuana. I'm not traveling to Russia with marijuana. It's just that's like on my list. I'm not traveling to Russia. Period.
You're way too comfortable. If you're comfortable putting weed in your suitcase in Leningrad,
yeah.
What?
I've always been afraid to shoplift my entire life. Even like at the age where my friends were shoplifting, and it would have been like they were putting CDs in their backpacks. I would have loved to have had some free stuff, but I was always too scared to do it. I can't imagine a world where I'd be willing to shoplift in China. That's crazy. Like the president has to get you pardoned so you can leave the country?
Pretty much.
Give me a break. And on top of that, like, you got money. Like, why are you stealing?
About the money.
It's like Winona Ryder when she was shoplifting all that. It's like you get a high from shoplifting. Like,
things.
I don't even think Winona Ryder would have shoplifted in China. That would have been too crazy for her.
If those glasses were nice.
I mean, they were.
They looked like Prada.
They were Louis Vuitton.
Like Prados.
Pritas.
Pritas and Rolles.
The college hoops world, we got Oregon at Ohio State tonight. Ohio State a 3.5-point favorite.
Boy, that team has turned the tide.
Oregon ranked 15, going to unranked Ohio State, and Ohio State's a favorite.
Travel. 2 time zones. Remember, same thing applies in basketball. It ain't easy.
I ain't betting against a home Big Ten team right now, especially a home short favorite like that. It's too dirty. That's why I would not bet on Purdue. Purdue minus 1.5 at Rutgers. They're gonna go into old Jersey Mike's Arena. They don't call it the Rack anymore. Now it's Jersey Mike's Arena, and they're gonna be favored there. I don't think so. Pass for me. And Washington's at Michigan State. I think Washington stinks. I think Michigan State's pretty good. Michigan State laying 14.5, a little over 2 touchdowns in that matchup. And then finally, the college football playoff game tonight, the Orange Bowl. The odds are Penn State plus 1.5, total 45.5. The total's going up a little bit. I'm not buying into it. Give me the under. Give me Penn State.
I like them both. Yes, sir.
So there you go. That is the Daily Lines brought to you by our friends at SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house at 281 and Bitters. You guys get in that tournament. I want you guys to up the guarantee. I want everybody to play in that tournament.
You'd just be taking my money.
And I'll see you there on Sunday. I'm getting some of your money. I would. I'm definitely taking some now. That'll do it for us, friends. You can catch the Blitz.
Oh, that's right. They're going to be out at the Break Room Bar over on Pat Booker Road, getting you ready early. Starting at 6, it's college football playoff. And when you're there, make sure you thank the good folks at Ewald Kubota and Smoky Moe's Barbecue for helping that thing go off tonight.
There you go. And you'll hear that game right here on our little station. Friends, it's been real.
Been fun. Yeah. But it hasn't been real fun.
We're going to go out and brave the weather now on our way to I'm actually going to meet a real estate agent, so I'm not even going to my nap yet. You know, I got business to take care of. But we'll be back tomorrow on a real full-grown Friday right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio.